Giving you all a chance to get in here. Peace and wisdom, good day. Salam, shalom. Now, today I want to do this deep video. This is for the Jews, of course. Are black people that think they are. Peace and wisdom to Teru Mars. I'm glad y'all got a good sense of humor today. Make sure y'all when you see your laughing pipes, that's what I'm calling it. I'm getting backed up where it's like hard for you to laugh. Well, change your environment, thoughts, something. It should be easy for you to laugh. Not fake laugh either. Now I'm assuming I'm clear. I was gonna ask you guys, do I need to turn this down? But I don't suppose I do. Now subscribe to the channel if you're not. Click the thumbs up button. And like I said, I want to explain a deep thing concerning black Jews. Peace and wisdom, equilibrium. I thought you were saying I don't. Now I want to play this little snippet from a video. I didn't watch the whole video, but I couldn't because it's not accurate. But I want to play the video. And you get my point? Just listen to what the guy is saying in regards to black Jews in Portugal being expelled. This is probably in the 1700s. And this is supposedly proof that black people are Jews. And so just listen, and then I'm going to explain.
This is me when my friends called me stupid for saying I was going to try the gelatin trick that mimics Ozempics for weight loss. And
trees on physical geography. The discovery of the Gold Coast served, indeed, yet more to enlarge the sphere of the navigation of the Portuguese than their slave trade, but it forced them also to extend themselves on the coast and to sell colonies in Congo, Angola, and other places which they had till then neglected. Prince Henry's colonies were enlarged by his successors. King John II, in 1492, expelled all Jews to the island of St. Thomas, Sao Tome, which had been discovered in 1471, and to other Portuguese settlements on the continent of Africa. And from these banished Jews, the Black Portuguese, as they are called, and the Jews in Leongo, who are despised even by the very Negroes, are descended.
What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy. Go black to Africa. So many of us out here are doing the hard work in providing for our people to understand who we truly are as a people, especially those who are in Central America, South America, and North America, that these writings that are being found in other countries by their writers, Italy, that you saw on Spain, that we're going to find, as well as Portuguese, that their writers, their historians, are depicting and showing we people, brothers and sisters who's been over in the Atlantic slave trade, we're the real Jews. Watch this video, and I'll be back.
The hyper.
Now I want to explain this. There's many books written in the late 18th century that speaks of an expulsion of black Jews from Portugal, or you can just say Europe. So at some time in the past, there was an expulsion of Jews out of Europe, these Jews being black. In that, let's say you're a black person, so you'll say, okay, black people must be Jews if they were being expelled from Europe and labeled as that. Now, if you're a Jew or a black person that views yourself as a Jew, pay attention. This is the deep part, meaning y'all get so lost into agenda. Agenda is when you want something to be before you know it to be, or when you want something to be a certain way even though it ain't. And so when you get lost into an agenda, you lose sight of the most simple things. Now listen, the brother was just explaining how there was a book written in 1784 that explains how there were black people in Portugal that was expelled, meaning they was kicked out of that country and brought to St. Thomas. Key word, they were black and they were referred to as Jews. Now watch this part. Jew is not a nationality. Jew is what you call a follower of Judaism, which is a religion. They're not saying that black people are Jews nationality-wise and we kick them off the continent. They're explaining how Christianity began to overthrow Judaism. Judaism being first Christianity. They're explaining how the beginnings of Christianity, or when Christianity began to come into power, they started kicking whoever wanted to be a Jew out the country. It had nothing to do with black or white. But these Jews happen to be black. Remember, Jew is not a nationality. It's the name of someone who follows a religion. So to give you an example, let's say they write a book and they say there was black Christians kicked out of America. They're not saying that the black people's nationality is Christian. They're saying that the black people are Christians, like they follow that religion, and it was kicked out, because of that. Now, how does one forget that? It's an agenda thing. A lot of y'all are so desperate for blacks to be this thing or that thing, you overlook common sense. You overlook that Jew was never a nationality of any people. Judaism is what people followed as a religion. And they were referred to as a Jew. Whatever nationality they are, it wouldn't matter under the religion. So when they're saying black Jews, they're just saying black people who follow Judaism in Portugal was kicked out because the new religion is Christianity. And that it shows you how devious Christianity truly is. This is why y'all don't have Judaism no more, if you wondered, like. We have Judaism somewhat, but for the most part it's Christianity. And that it make you wonder, what happened to Judaism that fast? There was a time where there was no Christianity, you just had Judaism. Christianity hijacked the Torah, which is the Jewish Bible. They kind of hijacked that and then added their own to it. So if you look at the Bible, it's basically the Torah and then something else. Meaning the beginning of the Bible. You could say the first 5 books. This is the Torah. And then, like I said, they added something else to it. But the point I'm making is a Jew is a follower of a religion, not a nationality. In that, let's say you a black Hebrew or somebody that refers to themselves as a Jew and you black. And maybe you use that as proof. All you've proven is that there were black people in Europe that followed Judaism. Nothing else. In regards to their nationality, a nationality would have been whatever place they came from. The key word, Portugal. They was Portuguese. Black Portuguese people. We talking their skin color. Dark-skinned Portuguese people who follow Judaism. Remember, Europe was developed before America. So there's stores, religion, school institutions, and all these things in Europe centuries before America. In that, do you get my point? You have civilized people coming here, black-skinned and white-skinned, having religions and all kind of ideals that they worship and believe in, that the people of America never even heard of. And I never heard of a Jew. I never heard of God before. What is that? And so do you get my point? Someone let me know if my Wi-Fi is good. It just went out on my end. I wasn't paying attention, so I'm not sure if I'm even clear or not. You know, when I go into the deep stuff, they start interfering with the video. But you're a black person. Okay, you said it froze for a second, but it's good. Okay, so I didn't miss out on any. If I missed something, or you think you may have missed something, let me know. Overall, the point I'm making, let's say you're black, you're young, or even old, and you like black people need to know their nationality. We're Jews, this or that. Jew is a thing from a book. I'm not sure how black people overlook that. Jew is not on any registrar or nothing like that. Even when you're talking about the curly sideburn Jews, their identification, their nationality is not that. Their nationality is whatever it is, probably like Russian or something. Jew is their faith, or that's what they follow, Judaism. It's just like a Christian. Christianity is not a Christian's nationality. If I call you a Christian, I'm not saying that's your nationality. You could be black, white, Puerto Rican, anything. But all these different nationalities are one under this religious group. And that the Puerto Rican Christian views the white Christian as a Christian too. And he may refer to him as a Christian. In that, you see how it can easily get tangled up? Meaning if you somebody that don't understand none of this, and you're listening to, let's say, a Puerto Rican speak of a white Christian, but you don't know the difference between religious group name and nationality name. You have it all tangled up, meaning a religious group name could be a nationality, you don't know. Do you see how you could tangle it up and say, okay, so the Puerto Rican is saying that the white person is a Christian, that's their nationality. That's what's happening with these older books when they speak of black Jews being expelled from Europe. Y'all are forgetting religious group name and nationality name. Y'all seeking out nationality so bad, y'all are snatching up religious group names as nationalities. Y'all could call y'all could say black people are the real Sethians. You know, the Gnostic religious group. You can confuse that with a nationality. What makes a nationality to a black person? Meaning, if you black, a religious group name is a nationality to you. What's a nationality to you? Because we can all just pick up Harry Potter book and be like, we could pick up Lord of the Rings and I could be Smeagol and you can be whoever you want to be. Meaning y'all are having debates about nationalities and things of this nature, and we so far lost in the entertainment, books and things, that y'all are taking nationalities from books. Nationalities that never were. It's like I said, nobody was ever a Jew in regards to their nationality. Even in biblical times, people are whatever they are. Their nationality is whatever it is, and their religious following or group is that. Look at it like this. Or better yet, the whole Judaism is based on the Julius Caesar family tree. When I say Julius Caesar, I'm not talking about Julius Caesar, but I'm talking about the line of Caesars that he come from. These is your Julies. That's their name, family name, Julie. Derived from Julia. She's like the mother of that family line. But do you get the point I'm making is that's not their nationality. However you cut it, Jew is never a nationality. It's what you call somebody that follows Judaism. And so if you're a black person, I'm sorry. If you're a black person, seeking a nationality, you don't have to seek a nationality. And there's no reward at the end of that road. You say, like, if we could prove we this or that, then we'll get. And we're not going to get nothing. And that's a meaningless task that we have adopted. Meaning y'all lost in the arguing about who we are. Which is the foundations of lost. Meaning in the midst of black people arguing back and forth about us being this or that, all we doing is showing that we completely lost and don't have a clue who we are as a people. Which is truly pathetic when you think about it. Meaning y'all take a lot of pride. If you a Hebrew, and you arguing with a Pan-African, you got some pride with yourself where you like, yeah, I'm doing my works. Man, you look stupid. Y'all are both just reflections of how lost the people are as a whole. For y'all, it's even worse because y'all have adopted a nationality that ain't never been one. It's a religious group name. You got black people that say they Moors. So they maybe argue with the Panhead Africans. I mean, they may argue with the Pan Africans or the Hebrews. And do you get my point? You have the native indigenous blacks that say, no, we native indigenous, and you got a whole bunch of different sects in that sections. That maybe this native indigenous follower feel like, no, we this specific thing, and then they feel like that. Now, when you take all that into a whole, and you judge the people as a whole, do you see how lost we look? The one thing is for certain, or we have no clue who we are as a people, and it only go to make my point. We have all these different groups in the black race, and all the different groups is the reason why we separated and dumb talking and don't know who we are, what we doing. And this group want to go that way, this group want to go that way, the next group want to go that way, and all y'all do is waste y'all time arguing and fighting. And that's how you separate people. Meaning, let's say you say, I want to separate a group of people, but I don't know how. Just make them put themselves in groups, and they will naturally start to clash. Think like a basketball team. You could just say like, okay, I'm gonna make basketball teams out of this nationality of people. It started as a game. This team versus that team, and let them play. As they start losing, it's gonna become what it becomes. If you want to separate the people, just put them into sections. Put them into sides. They will do the rest on their own. Somehow black people don't get that. So when the Hebrew was trying to convince the Pan-African that he a Hebrew, y'all don't get how y'all are like feeding right into the separation game, and it's making it stronger and stronger. To the point now y'all thick-headed and don't hear nothing. If it ain't coming from your group, then the ears go in the retard. If the black person ain't from your group, then you say they ain't really a black person, they a op. Losing sight that black come first. When I say black, we talking about the skin tone of a people. We talking about a specific people, black people from North America. When y'all fall into groups, how y'all do? Y'all just strengthening the separation. Getting lost into the ego. Let's say you were Hebrew. So you listening to this video, you realize you a little slow. Like I always say, let me stop playing. No. Like I always say, the Hebrews is slow a little bit. And they be reaching for the slow. Like, y'all stand on the corner and be preaching. The elect. You could tell just watched online one day and said, yeah, we should do that too. Go stand on that corner and be Hebrews. But they don't know nothing. They can't even read right. And this become y'all representation. Sloppiness. It's like Christians. Christianity's so desperate to have more numbers than Islam or Arabs. Christianity is a white people's religion. European thing. And then you have the Arab people's religion, which is Islam. Now both groups is competing with each other in who could conquer the most lands, pretty much. Think about it. It's either Arab or Caucasian. And they're battling each other in their religions, and you get it? They're conquering lands. In fact, they're arguing over, what is that called? Israel right now. The Palestine war, Palestine versus Israel, that's just, get my point? Arabs versus white people behind the scenes, truly, in their fight for power. It's a religious thing. The point I'm making is this. Everybody follows the deification of another people. So if you are Muslim, you just believe in the deification of those people in their beginnings. Like the people that started the first country. And you get it? The actions to follow after. And these kings and people are deified, meaning they're written into their history that they pass out to their people as their God. And that the line become a little drawn. Am I reading a history book or am I reading a book about God? This is why you pick up the Bible. It's like that. You say this is like a history book, but at the same time, it's about God. It's about a certain group of people that's being deified for the most part. In that, let's say you Puerto Rican or black, we own no country lands. You get it? We fall under other people's jurisdiction. In that, there's no text that reflect us as gods. Because we haven't gotten there yet. We're like, we conquering lands, and you get my point? To where we are writing whoever's black that did this into history as God. And then that's being given to the people and things like that. That's how that happened. That's how y'all got like Judaism and Islam. And Judaism became Christianity. Now it's Christianity versus Islam. But you get my point? It's all the same. gang thing. In that, it don't matter what nationality you are. Maybe you fall into this religion or that. Then you go against like whoever's not in your religion. I'm using that as an example so y'all can see how pals work. And y'all get lost into following sides. Then the other side naturally becomes your enemy. Maybe whoever ain't a part of your side or no side, they become your enemy too. The point I'm making is we black people, right? And we all just one people. Then y'all start slowly adopting things from society. First religion. Y'all start deciding if you're going to be a Christian or a Jew. I mean a Christian or a Muslim. You go to the beginnings of black people in America. Well, y'all don't know none of these things because y'all ain't allowed to read. So nobody need to pretend with me. Like, no, we was Muslims and Christians before. You wouldn't have been because you couldn't read back in the day. So get it out your head. But at some point as society started rolling, black people want to fit in with society and no longer want to fit in with their own self. So we start adopting things out of society like religion. And some of y'all become Muslims, some of y'all become Christians. Now y'all have a means to argue back and forth. The religion becomes more than the nationality that you are. The nationality, you don't have to have a name. You follow? Your family ain't family because of name. Your family because familiar. You can remove your sibling's name, you still know who they are. I could take your siblings, give them a whole new name, take them to another part of the country. And at some point you brought to that country and you still gonna know them. Even if they tell you, no, my name is this, you like, okay, whatever, your name was changed, but you get it? You my little sibling or whatever the case. It's the same with blacks. We don't have to have a name to know who's who. The point I'm making is this. The religion or whatever the grouping is, it could be a religious thing, a political thing, a gang thing, a nationality thing. It could be anything you want. But once we start adopting and joining into these different groups, then we lose track of the point. Meaning y'all start trying to find yourselves in these groups, forgetting that we are what we are. No name is actually needed. Henry the Real says, so my family not really my family. I said if your family was given a different name and then you synced them, you would know who they are regardless of whatever name they had. Your question is, so my family not really my family. I'm just saying that so maybe you see life, you know, a little slow. I have to take a restroom break. I'm back. I was going to take a little longer, you know, it's going to take me a little shit, but I said they waiting on Big Usia. I'm not sure how old you are, but you get it? I don't want to say you're slow, but I like your question, your dad. Like, I like where your mind went. And this is what good dialogue is about. The mind is working. Your dad said, so Hitler killed the wrong Jews. A Jew is a religious group of people. And they got many different nationalities in that group. Do you follow? Y'all are lost and think Jew mean nationality. Y'all don't understand. Christianity overtook Judaism. Whoever was a follower of Judaism had to go. Why? Well, let's say Judaism ain't what y'all have it to be now. Like I said, Christianity overthrew it. And whatever the Torah was and whatever the teachings of Judaism was, y'all don't have that. Y'all have a Christian version of it. In regards to y'all finding the truth about Judaism, well, y'all have many writings where Jews is either killed or kicked out. But we not nationality of people. We talking about whoever followed a certain religion. And that when you say, so Hitler killed the wrong Jews? No. He killed whoever was a follower of Judaism. And could have been black, white, who cares? You follow? It's a deep thing. But the point I'm making is in regards to blacks. Peace and wisdom, Sir Jones. In regards to black people, when we fall into all these different groupings, then y'all lose sight of the main group, which is, us as a people. So let's say you were Pan-African. If someone doesn't agree that they're a Pan-African too or from Africa, then you view them as an opposition. You forget. It's not about us being joined under Pan-Africanism, but it's just about us being joined, period. The Hebrew forget that too. It's not about us being joined under Hebrew. It's just about us being joined. My point, y'all group become more than the purpose. The group becomes an arguing thing. Now let's say you were Hebrew or Pan-African. You're not going to put that aside. Peace and wisdom. You gotta conduct yourself right here, Henry the Real. A little. You get my point? How old are you again? Kind of tacky in your ways, champ. Maybe I'll give you a little etiquette class. Not now, but in the future. So you know how to conduct yourself. You get my point? You hear the music playing in the background? Nigga, this is not your dope. It's a place for champagne glasses and cotton. 24. Not you, your dad. How old is Henry the Real? You could be your dad, but like I said, your mind is okay. I like it. Philip Gaga. You a little slow, but you get my point. We ain't judging here. I'm gonna put a little speed on your joint, meaning your mind. It's a little slow. Said who? Bud Crawford or Saul Alvarez? Nobody know who Saul Alvarez is. You talking about Canelo? What part of the world you from? Where they call Canelo Saul Alvarez. And so do you get my point? So he said I'm about to be 30. I gotta get me some glasses like homeboy had on Paid in Full. I forgot his name. Calvin, I think. His glasses had no glass in them. Digged in his eye straight through the glasses like. Yeah, Miss Phillips. Yeah, Miss Phillips, we gonna go out to eat tonight. I have to hit some of y'all with that. When you come in here dumb, digging my glasses like Miss Phillips, we going out to eat. I said, what's the name of the music you listening to? It's not important. The knowledge is important. Get that. I look crazy, man. It's just good music for the soul. Mature music. Music you listen to if you sitting with your lady and y'all having dinner. You know, music to spark the mind. Look at it like that. So I challenge y'all all to find like a music to listen to without any sounds. And different music arouses different areas of your mind. In that, you get my point? Maybe you listen to something with no words and then watch how your mind kind of shifts gears. And you get my point? Or you could listen to the boom boom pow stuff and read a real. He said I took the gang out to eat and they ordered everything. You shouldn't have took the gang out to eat, pretending like you a baller. If you gonna be crying after talking about they ordered everything. You paying for everybody, so you had it. You get my point? If you was balling on a budget, then you just don't ball. Like, you just be like, I'm gonna pay for myself. Maybe one other of y'all can order whatever you want. Other than that, taking people out to pay for everything, and then when you get the check, you like, damn, they ordered everything. Nigga, you paying. You said you paying for everybody. That mean you balling and shit. Otherwise, what you do that for? And so you get my point? You do what you can. Take the whole gang out so you could look like you that dude. Borrowing from your mama. Borrowing from your moms the next day. Ma, you think you're holding 20? I was fronting yesterday down at the BBQs. Where you took them at? Talking about McDonald's. Took the gang out to Wendy's. I'm sorry. I'm just playing. Please, don't get mad. Where you took the gang to, though? Let me know. Five Guys? Where you Where did you take the gang to, man? Why you don't want to take so long to answer? Just put the plays. Dream Lavish said, "Are black people the original Indians?" You see how y'all so desperate to be something? It's almost like y'all ain't got no soul, no self-worth. The way y'all are scrambling to say we this or that, like there's a reward at the end of it, is just, I don't understand that kind of behavior. Like, are blacks people the real original Indians? Y'all what y'all are regardless if y'all named or not. Y'all don't know that? You think if you don't have a name then you magically disappear? I don't understand that part. Like y'all focus on us being labeled this or that. It's like y'all slaves that's desperate to be stamped. Brand me, please. What the fuck are we talking about? You don't know another black person when you see them? Because if you do, then I don't think it matter the name so much. The name don't matter to me because y'all turning into stupids. Like, I didn't know y'all was gonna be stupid kids about it where y'all want to gang bang politics and nationalities. That's pathetic. In that, it don't matter what we is if y'all gonna be dumb about it. That's just my own personal opinion. And I'm not sure why the rest of y'all ain't like that. It's a lot of the adults in the black, it's a lot of adults in the black race and you don't say anything. It's like y'all want to be a part of the gang politics because that's all it become. Y'all just gang banging on each other in whatever y'all are. If you in this nationality party, now you gang banging against that nationality party. Y'all both being the same thing, so you look stupid. No different than the blood in the crib. The gang banging looking identical. Thinking if you this, then you run. What do y'all be talking about? Kevin Vastola said, no, black people are not Indians. Indian is an abbreviation for indigenous. So you have the country India and you have the Indians are the people named after that country. Then aside from that, you have the word indigenous. This is when you come upon a place that haven't been developed or named yet, and you have the butt naked, uncivilized people of it. They running around, they still live like the animals. They're called indigenous. Indian for short. You get it? So a colonizer might say, there go the Indians or the Indi. Speaking of indigenous people. And not when you say black people, original Indians. Black people descend from the people that were here. Whatever they call they self, we don't know. In regards to this place being named, well, whatever it's named, we the original people of that. The name wouldn't matter if they decide to change the name of America to something else. Well, do you get it? In that, if you're a black person, you're just a North American, an original North American. The person from Mexico, they are Mexican, they supposed to be in Mexico. The person from China that's here, they supposed to be in China, that's their nationality. The white people, their places is in Europe. Whether they were born here or not, you get it? Their nationality or their places wherever their country lies. In regards to countries, the only country that don't have a people, an original people, is America. It do. But you get it? They just call us black. So let's say you're a black person. You like, am I an African or am I a Hebrew? Am I from here to there? You're from this place that you're standing on. They call it North America. So you get my point? You basically an original North American or just a North American. Nobody else could say they truly a North American. Like I said, if the white person tell you they're North American, they just mean they was born here. But their roots and their lineage come from Europe. Same with a China person, a Jamaican, whoever. They from whatever place they're from. You follow? Now, when you're dealing with North America specifically, well, like I said, we descend from the indigenous people that were here. These was the people that was being kidnapped or bribed like children with candy and then sold, from here to there. Usually the continent though. Meaning somebody from the continent maybe may buy somebody from this part of the continent and bring them to this part, but like that. Peace and wisdom, Jesse McCormick. And so, y'all gotta get off names and groupings. It's like a desperate ploy to be something by your stupid means. Worse than that, y'all falling right into an agenda that have to do with us being separated. Meaning, there's an agenda to keep black people separated, whether you get that or not. And y'all fall into every agenda that been put in play before y'all was born. So if you say, I'm a part of this nationality group, Pan-African or Hebrew, these things was put into play before you was born, even if you 80. And you just fell into an agenda that was put here to keep us separate. As you see, it's working perfectly. So perfectly when I point out to y'all, the only separation problems we got is y'all groups. Black people don't have separation problems where we not unified. Not unified because of the groups that claim to be unifying us. You remove the groups, then we unified as a people. Y'all ain't got nothing to argue about. What y'all got to argue about? What do the Pan-African got to argue about with the Hebrew? If you remove Hebrew, that whole doctrination on both sides, what would they have to argue about? That part. Nothing. Divided to be conquered. There you go. But these things already been in play for so long, y'all don't have no awareness to see like, oh, we far gone. The things we thinking and doing, the things we doing, these is all agendas and things that's already in play. And they'll be manipulated in the mind to go against your own selves, but don't see it. Y'all still got slave hangover. Y'all still playing slave games. Field slaves hating on the house nigga, so the house nigga, start blackballing the field niggas. And tell master, don't let them greasy niggas from the field come in his house. He want to secure his spot. Besides that, the field niggas don't like him that much because that nigga got a little bit of power. Like that. Y'all still living like that plantation way in whatever grouping you in. So let's say you are a rapper. All the rappers is like the slave niggas in the plantation. And some of these niggas is house niggas, meaning they right close, right by the master. They be hating on the niggas in the field. You get that rap nigga that is the master's. Oh, he hating on the new rapper coming up. He said, don't get that nigga no shine. I'll suck you then. Forget that part. But y'all know what I mean. And let's say you win this thing, that thing, whatever it may be. Let's say sports. Let's say LeBron James is a house nigga. The next nigga's a field nigga. So that field nigga don't like LeBron James. Say this nigga's a butt kiss. LeBron James gonna use his house nigga power to block the nigga off. You get my point? We still in slave times where we looking to compete against each other or overthrow one another so we get good grace from master. Now y'all don't have no master over y'all, but so you get my point? Slave hangover, as I call it. Wheels rolling on their own after you roll them. Now I have to become aware of these things to say, hold on. You had more slaves on a plantation than you had like master in his little court. And so it's the same in music. You got way more black rappers than you have white execs. Same in sports. You got more black people than any other nationality. But do you see my point? Meaning the power lies in the numbers, except when you give the numbers to black people, then they still turn into pets. Again, there's power in numbers. And whatever genre of thing that we're in, we're the numbers. Somehow still the lesser thing. You go to prison, there's way more prisoners that's black than any other nationality, and there's more black prisoners than guards, and you get my point? Yet somehow, they're there still. It make you wonder why they didn't just come together, break the fuck up out of there, and you get my point? Y'all don't know either. Nobody know. There's powers in numbers except when we got it. And the black person mind, there's powers in being by yourself. You see how our brain is all scrambled the wrong way? Like that. Now, while y'all arguing about nationality problems, ain't nobody untangling the braids of stupidity. All them braids of stupidity they put on us. Nobody's taking that out. But y'all like, no, we this, we that. Y'all hear me? It's not even modern slavery. It's the same old slavery that always was. Just moving forward. That's what make it sad. And y'all still playing slave games in a time where slavery is over. But if you still want to be one, so you get my point, you can. Nobody gonna stop you from being a slave or a lesser. I'm sure everybody wouldn't mind to have a lesser. People like pets. What's the main thing a person with a pet always tell you? I love my pet because my pet just listen to me and don't talk back. They're looking for something to rule over. And that, when you dealing with people, you already got to know the psychology. They looking for a pet. Some shit they could just babble to and the shit don't say nothing back except, yes, you right, master. Repeat, master. Turn into a China woman from the nail salon. That's what everybody want. A Chinese lady from the nail salon to just be like, yes, sir. Rubber backer. Foot. I'm sorry, racist. Just fun. It's like I said before, Chinese people sound like somebody's robbing the shit out of the store. Like, in the store you got a cash register. You got change in it. If you take the cash register and move it, it'd be like ching, 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 ching. That's how Chinese people sound when you hear them talk. Is somebody trying to steal a cash register, or are they back there? I'm sorry, that was wrong. I shouldn't have said that. Strike me. I don't know. I don't mind getting the punishment of whatever I do. Like, it's a balance. You feel me? I'm gonna have a little fun. Y'all gonna say that's racist. Okay, I'll be racist just for today. Can we leave it in today though? I'm just having fun today. Other than that, Chinese people, just Chinese people. I don't view them no way. That's just how they sound. Just like Jewish people, they sound like Daffy Duck. Like, with the ones with the sideburns. If you listen to the older ones talk, they be like, you feel me? The Scrooge McDuck vibes. Scrooge McDuck is actually a Jew. If you go back and you look, like, I don't think it was Scrooge McDuck. Whoever was like that rich duck from the Duckling family. And the Ducklings is like Russians and Jews. If you go back and watch the cartoon, you'll see that. Like, oh yeah, they are. They're like duck personifications of Jews and Russians. And that when Daffy Duck is talking, he's talking like an old Jewish person. Y'all, I'm sorry, black people getting teased our whole lives. Can we have our moment? Cause y'all be acting like, you feel me? I'm black blood. They used to tease my people all the time. I'm just having a little fun. This is how you break the ice. Like, you can't tease. Now you like, oh, they racist. Wasn't none of these rules instilled back when my people was getting hosed down and beat the fuck up, and you get it? Beyond teasing. You see how y'all cheat? Now we free. We could tease y'all back, call y'all nigga and shit like that back, so then y'all say, no, that's not nice to do now. We still got, you feel me? I got 400 years to say whatever I want. According to me, I don't see how that I don't. Why can't I talk about white people? Why can't I belittle white people, Chinese people, whoever I want for 300-400 more years? I mean, wouldn't that be fair? You can't change the rules when I get my time. Like, black people just go along with the dumb. They say, no, it don't matter that we got called nigga and disrespected. Let's just... No. I'm like some of y'all. Fuck that. No. I'm a curse and I'm gonna call people niggas and shit. It's about freedom. I take pride in being able to call a white person a nigga. I hope they call me a nigga because I can say it back now. Be like, trying to manipulate them, call me nigga. Go on and do it. I ain't gonna get mad just so I can do it back. Fuck you, nigga. Do you feel me? We couldn't do that in the past. White person look at you and be like, oh, niggas is here. The dirt skins are here. The dirt skins are here, the niggas. You had to take that back in the day. Just walk with your head down. If there's a puddle on the side of the curb and white people coming, you just step in the puddle, get your sock wet. Don't walk past those kind, nice white folk. Now we in position, we walk down the street, white people grab their bags and shit, move out our way. I seen the white man damn near fall into a puddle trying to avoid a group of young black kids. He forgot the street had potholes, all kind of shit in it. So scared. He almost fell into the puddle. I said, this is like the past. Like, black person walking down the street, he see a group of white people, he say, oh shit, they gonna hang the fuck out of me. He forget where he's stepping. Step right into the puddle like, oh my God, I hope they don't hang me. All reversed. You walking down the street at nighttime, you white, see a group of black kids, you get to feel how it felt for them in the past and you don't even realize it. When you say, man, them black motherfuckers I see, this is how black people viewed y'all in the past. Y'all pull up to their house with Klan outfits on, burning they shit up. So they like these hooligans. These niggas. Meaning white people was niggas before black people was niggas. Y'all know y'all view niggas like the niggas standing on the corner, selling dope, shooting people and harassing people for no reason. This is what a nigga is. And this is what white people was before y'all knew black people to be these kind of niggas. They was standing on the corner harassing people. You black coming home from school, it was the white group of kids standing on the corner beating motherfuckers up as they pass by. Some of y'all too young. Let's say you 60, 70, so you experienced that. You like, I'm going home and I gotta pass this Italian block. And every time we walk past it, they beat our ass. They just standing on the corner waiting for us to pass. Everything changed, like, perspective-wise. I enjoy it. I don't want to be so politically correct where I'm not honest. I enjoy how we could use the word nigga so freely and, you feel me, call people nigga. It's not right. It don't look right. But still, it makes me feel warm inside. When a young black ignorant kid is talking to an older white person, he's like, come on nigga, he too dumb to know. Like, you don't talk like that to else. But I still be like, oh yeah. White man. A white man felt that one, I bet you that. You know, the white kid to call an old black man a nigga back in the day on the plantation. A black man 75 years old, a young plantation master kid, he 8. He like, hey nigga, come here. On real time. He's 7. He could be 4. Man, walk right into the field and be like, nigger, 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 nigger. And they just sit there and work. In fact, they greet him back. They call him master. Hey, baby master. I don't see how, like, I don't see how y'all ain't enjoying it. I enjoy. I see white people, I walk down the street, they get nervous. I be like, I put my chest out a little bit. I be like, yeah, that's it. It ain't like back in the day, y'all had to tell us to move aside. I don't say nothing. You know, nigga. Move. I take pride in that. Be like, I ain't even got to tell these white people get out of my way because they already know better. Go on, get. Y'all don't take pride in that. Y'all take offense. Y'all be like, oh, they act like I'm gonna rob them. Who gives a fuck what they think, nigga? This is like before, blood. The slaves used to think the white man was gonna beat them up and rob them. You think the white man cared? Like, oh, they think I'm a hooligan. Let me change my ways. No. They beat you the fuck up, nigga. Whatever you think, you can live it. And I be like that too. I got white people that I'm cool with. I live in a white area. But you know, maybe I wander off a little. New territory. New white people never seen me before. They be nervous, like, oh shit, nigga alert. Now, they got the silent button. Nigga alert. All the white people get it. White people start coming out their windows like, oh shit. A well-dressed nigga. A well-dressed nigga just swing by here, man. What the fuck? You feel me? Be shimmying, like, put a little shimmy in my walk, a little sparkle in my eye when I see white people, like, tucking my collar, yeah, nigga. Yeah, it's reversed now, nigga. Now let me stop starting problems, because white people tough, I ain't gonna lie. They're a little tougher than y'all. Black people cry a lot. White people more devious. They won't cry in public. Now go home and fuck up their whole house and be like, I hate niggers. Like, have it in for you for the rest of their life. Black people, we cry right on the spot. Then you bribe them with some candy. They like, okay, I forgive you. I hate white people. White man give them a job. They like, forgive what I said last week. Black people like homosexuals and all kind of shit. Now they just want to do anything they could do. So whoever got the power is like slave master. Black person, see whoever got the power, they get the. I know black people do not like no homosexuals, but they be the first one talking about, I ain't got no problem with no homosexuals. Then we go back into the history records. All you see is black people in the past disrespecting homosexuals. But they the first ones tell you in the daytime, I don't have no problem with homosexuals. Look, I'm dressed like one. Wind the tape back. All you gonna see is black people disrespecting homos. You definitely couldn't be a homo in the ghetto. But in the daytime, homos got power. So here black people go. I ain't got no problem with people, homosexuals. We gotta stop being so fake. It's okay to be real and be like, you know what? I got a little bit of problem with white people, homosexuals, and a whole bunch of other shit. But you feel me? I ain't a narcissist about it, so I'm just saying my piece. That's not for me. I don't have no feelings against nobody. I feel like I can't. Then I can't be like a real teacher. Me teaching, that come first before my own personal perspectives. Just for clarity. If you a homosexual or whatever. I view myself as a real teacher, so you get my point? And I have to teach everybody. If you a homosexual and I feel like that's morally wrong, then if anything, I need to be talking to you more. And so I view it like that. And now I can't have nothing in my mind space that's gonna keep me, from doing my works. But I'm just having fun in the moment. I know some of y'all stupid and childish. I'm just having fun in the moment, but everything I'm saying is the truth. But, we at where we at. There you go, equilibrium. Be shucking and jiving and tap dancing without tap shoes on. Damn, equilibrium. I need to come see you one day. You said you live at the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains in North Georgia. Hey, champ, email me. I want to come out to the Appalachian Mountains. I know it run far. It started in like Virginia, I believe, or something. I don't even know. But email me. Let me know. Where was I? Oh, I was explaining that, whatever you are. I try not to get lost into y'all little side games and all this stupid shit. Because y'all have it in everything. Like, it's not just nationality. Y'all racist all around the board. So if you were homosexual, now it's homosexual first straight. It's still all tangled in there, meaning whoever's a homosexual, well, most of your family's straight. And vice versa. You're not a homosexual, but maybe you know somebody that is, or you got a family member. So it just put a divide between, you get it? The whole. I'm not getting no point. So I'll email you. I'd love for you to come out here. Yeah, I want to do that soon, like tomorrow. Let me say that too, for a lot of y'all. I'm strange in that way. Meaning, you see how I just said, oh shit, I want to go to the Appalachian Mountains. I mean, like today, like when I finish. But I know that's insane. Some of y'all like, what? Yeah, literally, if you know me in real life, that happened to you. Where you like, this nigga talking about right now, talking about traveling extreme distance right now. You gotta do it when you think about it. Like, it's not gonna be fun later. It's fun right now in my mind. And that, you get it? I hop on the plane right quick. It's easy to travel distance in a day. I don't see the big deal. But I'm speaking like today or tomorrow. But email me. That's out your schedule. Then you get it. Whenever I get the feeling again. But I'm like that in real life. So like, if I say I want to do something, I'm talking about like right now, not later. I just want to see the mountains and bring the little thing that be beeping for the goal. I spend a couple of hours doing that. Ain't got to find the money, honey. What? What? Y'all know with so much money buried in the ground beneath y'all? The people left it. In the past, they ain't had banks, they had the ground. So, you get my point? All rich people bury their jewels and stuff in the past. That mean every piece of space, depending on how far you dig down, you're gonna find something. Now, of course, digging in the ground ain't legal. You can't just run tearing the city up, but you get my point? It's like I said, if you go back far enough, your earliest cities, man, they had roads made out of gold. You could take like an ounce of gold and make it real, real thin. That should have taken up like a block's worth of road, like that. They had the grounds made of gold, everything made of gold and silver. But you get it at the point that people start pillaging the city. You broke walking on gold ground. You like, forget that, man. We popping some of this out. I need the money. And so like that. They can't do that anymore, but you still see they put a little splendor into it. Granted, things like that. Things y'all wouldn't know the worth of for the most part. And they just keep all the gold now in their banks. So let's say in the past, the country, let's say New York, New York State is like a country. So let's say New York. New York wouldn't have all that gold packed up in the bank. The city would be made out of it. But y'all would steal it. So you get my point? They just hold on to it. Use it as collateral. Henry the Real said you should visit Africa, the motherlands. I don't believe Africa's the motherlands. That don't mean I wouldn't visit it. But I don't view it as the motherlands or nothing. It's just another place. You think people just started in one place and migrated out, then you're a little slow, because that's not how life works. You got people everywhere, and they intermigrate however they do, but maybe Africa's the first place that had a city in it, built in it, and that's why they say in motherlands, you got to remember you in Babylon. Everything y'all speaking of is from the perspective of Babylon, not the before it. Peace and wisdom, Fawzi Muhammad. That kind of language is not welcome, honey child. Too spicy. Now, bathroom. If anyone wants to get back, make sure you do now. A deep history lesson. If you were Hebrew and you feel like something was inaccurate, put it in the comment. Okay, I'm back. Damn, why y'all? Oh, that was me. Black people have to stop doing this. You see, if you look in the daytime, like y'all are in a race to like show, we basically be spitting out a bunch of old black history, but y'all kind of be seeing who can find the most messed up stuff. It's like an aspect of some of y'all that do that. You looking to see all the negative, nasty things that happened to blacks. We was slaves. We got our dick cut off. They did this wrong thing to this person. You get my point? And all it does is keep the perspective in the mind for all the generations to come that we lessers. You don't got to keep reminding your young you was a slave if that's the past. Maybe you ain't as free as you want to be, but you get my point? Maybe because you hold on to the thoughts that you were a slave and a lesser so hard is why you don't embrace that freedom and really be free. Meaning you have to look at it like that. Maybe black people the most freest of all nationalities and we got more power than all nationalities, but we carry this lesser mind where we think we a slave of some lesser thing, and that's what, makes us not do great things and use the power that we do have to establish things. Just a thought. Otherwise, if I'm wrong, why do our young in today times act like they losers, like they don't want to do nothing? It's because of what I said. When y'all was online 10 years ago, 5 years ago, there was 10 and 15-year-olds watching. They 15 and 20 now, and they are just finished. Meaning y'all finishing off y'all own when y'all speak on history and things like that, overlooking the overall point. You just making content. Maybe your content is to show like how white people did black people bad. But do you get my point? You create something when you do that. And more than that, y'all keep things carrying on. Dream Lavish said you read about Black Judaism. No, I read about things concerning life. Unconsciousness, consciousness, dream state, life, not the physical. You get my point? In regards to Black Judaism, or Black Jews, well, y'all lost. I figured I made that point in this video. Y'all think Jew is the name of a nationality. In that, if you read the old text and it say Black Jews was kicked out of Italy, Spain or Portugal, then you like, aha, see, black people really were Jews. You forget that's not a nationality. That's just the name of a religious group, and many nationalities are in it. And they're basically saying the black people that follow a certain nationality, that follow a certain religion, was kicked out of the place. Like I said, Christianity overthrew Judaism. So whoever was a Jew had to go. And like I said, it just show you how devious Christianity is. Remember when I told y'all before, like you can't trust Christians. If you don't want to be a Christian, then they show their true colors, which is they the devil. Now, I have Christianity as powerful as y'all do now in today's times because of things like I just explained. How they kicked out all the Jews everywhere you could think of. And Hitler killing Jews had to do with what I'm talking about, getting rid of Judaism. If you read over in Italy, Spain, and Portugal, they was kicking out black Jews or any color Jews. It have to do with that. Overthrowing Judaism so that we get to a place that we at now, and Judaism is like a part of Christianity. It don't truly exist on its own anymore. A person that's supposed to be a Jew, they talking like a Christian. They believe in Jesus and all this other stuff that had nothing to do with Judaism. And that, do you get my point? J. Hughes said, why were the Jews expelled in 1030 AD on through? I'm assuming you wrote that as I was saying what I was just saying, but it's a religious thing. So let's say we get to a place where Arabs get supremacy, and that United States become an Arab state, not a Christian state anymore. And that, you get my point? Let's say everybody that want to be a Christian, you get killed here, or you get kicked out of here. Not just kicked out of here and sent to another place, but sent to a place that ain't even developed, so you can't spread your shit anywhere. That's what they're telling you happened in those books when they explain, like, black Jews was expelled from Portugal and brought to St. Thomas. St. Thomas wasn't developed at that time. There was nothing there, just indigenous people. So in reality, you have to grasp what's being said. Because they were Jews, or they followed Judaism and not Christianity, they was kicked out and brought to a place that had no stores or nothing. Them coming from a place that's already developed. Again, back in 1784 and times after that and a little bit before that, you had people being kicked out of their country land and brought to places that wasn't even developed yet. And this was done just because they had a certain religion. That story don't have nothing to do with black people. It have to do with whoever was a follower of Judaism, and the reason y'all ain't no more in today times. A black Hebrew Israelite is talking about Jesus. But Judaism have nothing to do with Jesus. That's Christianity. Do you see my point? There's no more Judaism anymore. Even those who are supposed to be followers of Judaism, they're a Christian that just say they're a Jew. Otherwise, why are they talking about Jesus, and why do they have a Bible instead of a Torah? Who's your most favorite Hebrew Israelite teacher? Put up the name. He said Muhammad had a 6-year-old wife named Aisha. How can people get on their knees to worship this type of pedophilia? In the past, they didn't have the rules we had. You get my point? I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm just saying you live by rules. Your perspective is based on the rules of the place you in now. Place you in now, marrying little girls ain't legally right. And so your perspective is tainted by that. But let's say you was from Muhammad times, where they ain't never really heard of that. It's the difference between a 6-year-old girl and a 26-year-old girl. They both the same. No, I'm just playing it for women. Relax. Now, if you come from a time where they don't take that into consideration, the difference between a 6-year-old and a 26-year-old, then you probably hold that same mindset where you like, what does it matter? You get my point? The 6-year-old girl gonna grow up. She gonna be 16 in 10 years. From that perspective, what does it really matter? I think it do matter. Because the 6-year-old girl ain't grown yet, and that she's going to be reaching and rushing to be grown before her time, so she can kind of measure up to whoever her husband's supposed to be. So from that perspective, on the intellectual level, I view it as wrong, but numbers is numbers. It don't really mean anything. Now, who's y'all favorite Hebrew Israel? You see how y'all follow things, then y'all be ashamed of it and want to be down wherever y'all at. So let's say you a Hebrew Israelite, but when you hear, you don't want to be. You a fake Hebrew Israelite and hiding. Then when you on the street corners, taking up good drug dealer space, standing on the corner preaching that bullshit. You could be out there selling heroin or something, but you want to stand there selling words for free. Just ruining good real estate. But let's keep everything to the point. When y'all out on them street corners yapping that bull, do you get my point? I was gonna finish, but it's almost redundant. Meaning, it's a lesser mind thing. A lot of y'all still in y'all lesser mind. But like I was saying, put up y'all favorite Hebrew Israelite teacher, so I could show y'all something. I read the Torah, all the religious books. How do you think I'm able to explain them how I do? I know magic. You think I know magic? But touch the book and know it, like. You mean did I read it? Bishop Nathaniel on YouTube. I have no clue who that is. I gotta get my life together. That nigga probably more litter than me. I'm gonna talk about the nigga like a lot. That's what he right. Damn, he probably more litter than me, and I'm about to talk about this nigga like he a whole lesser. I'm just playing. He said I don't know none of the top Israelite these. Yeah, I don't actually follow Israelitism or nothing like that. Just like teasing y'all black like me. You feel me? I got hands and shit. I know I could beat most of y'all up, so I take. I'm a bully. I don't want to water it down. I'm a bully. You feel me? But bully playing with y'all a little bit is no big deal. Now, Bishop Nathaniel. That shit sounds spicy. You look a little spicy? Well, I'm just asking. That shit sound a little spicy. Niggas don't got names like Big Uzi. Shit when you hear it, you like, oh, that nigga must be that's somebody. Bishop Nathaniel. I said, what the fuck is that, blood? Blood cell sardines? Blood cell corn out of Akron, Ohio or some shit? What are we talking about? Bishop Nathaniel, what did he do? They're like Jay Reed. He sell corn in Akron, Ohio? I thought niggas sell corn in Akron, Ohio. What we talking about, man? Who is Cat Daddy? Now, let me stop bothering. Bishop Nathaniel. That's why they don't like me. They like this little nigga right here. This nigga is the swag destroyer. Nobody got more swag than me, so you feel me? Crushed. Yeah, these little peasant gatherings, nigga. Top peasant. I can pull along, let him never let you say goofy. Get the fuck. Throw one on into this old follower. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all goofy. I'm sorry. Let me shut up. Make it no worse. Whoever Bishop Nathaniel is, I'm just playing big baby. Now. Now. I be trying to look serious, but I can't. Bishop Nathaniel, he's a Hebrew Israelite, right? That's a Jew. Do he have a Bible or a Torah? And when he's teaching or preaching or whatever he does, is he speaking from the Torah or the Bible? This is for the Bishop Nathaniel dude. They say he a popular Hebrew teacher. That part. But he not a Hebrew or a Jew because he probably got a Bible. I'm sure of it, even though I don't know who he is. I'll probably be telling you that Jesus was a black man. But what a Jew talking about Jesus for? What sense would that even make? If he a follower of the Torah. I'm making that point so y'all could see how scramble-minded y'all are. The best that y'all got ain't even got a brain. A Jew ain't a nationality. That part. The Bishop Nathaniel dude, probably popular, smooth operator, but the nigga ain't that bright. For idolization purposes, we could skip over that. Say, no, he is bright. Solace, you don't get it. No, you don't get it. Y'all got the brains of children. Otherwise, you explain to me. Now, Henry the Real said he uses the Bible. I rest my case. I'm sure you gonna idolize him still, and I ain't got no problem with him. I'm just making a point. That's why I let y'all pick the person. Say, who's y'all favorite Hebrew Israelite teacher? That way it'd be clear. I don't know who I'm talking about. Nobody got to take it personal. Whatever you do, that's your own doings. If you a Hebrew or a Jew and you carry the Bible, you your own stupid. I ain't make you do that. I'm just questioning you on your dumb. How does a Jew forget their own book? That's like a Muslim person carrying a Bible. I know we live in the times where Judaism ain't that important no more. Like I said, Christianity overthrew it. But it was a time where Judaism was everything. And so if you understand them times and then you see a dumbass Hebrew or Jew carrying a Bible, then you got the right to look at him as a stupid sellout. How the hell you don't know your own book? Now, Jew selling you on Christianity is what you just told me this Bishop Nathaniel person is. Now, how don't a Jew know that? Meaning I ain't a Jew or a Christian, but I know what y'all supposed to have. How you the Jew or the Christian and I don't know your own damn book and what you supposed to be reading from? That part. You see how y'all lost in the stupid? And I don't even know what y'all supposed to be doing. And it go back to what I said. You go on YouTube, you see a bunch of little kids standing on a corner teaching Hebrew Israelitism, and you could tell they ain't a part of nothing. They just watched videos online and decided one day we should go do that too. After 20 years of that, you get my point. Y'all most top level Hebrew Israelite scholar is a damn fool that ain't really attached to nothing. Y'all groups is like this. Anybody could claim them and do anything they want. Then y'all get mad at y'all own sloppy. That part. Don't overlook, I was a Hebrew Israelite back in 03, 04. This before a lot of y'all was even born. You ain't even getting no breath yet. I'm saying that because if you a Hebrew and you like, this dude don't know, I was you before you. I mopped the floor with you. I know everything you know and way more the way you know it. And I know the truth of things beyond that. So don't ever overlook that if you like a Jew or something and you want to like convince yourself. He don't know. Blood, I'm older. Whatever y'all lost into, I've been past that stage. You in the gang, I was in the gang too when I was a little kid. Ain't nothing you could tell me about your gang, nigga. I know your gang better than you. I started some of the stuff you live in. And the time just passed. You get my point? I don't age much, so maybe that's where the confusion go. I'm one of them type of people. And 80 years pass by and you like, why does this nigga still look the same? Like, it's stuck in time, blood. I'm a watcher. Y'all do. Y'all doers. Just watch. It keeps the stress down. Blood said, amen, amen, amen. That's amen. I'm sorry. I should be an actor, right? I have good facial expressions and things of that nature, you know. I could snap in and out. Hire me for a role. Somebody hired me to play Wraith Ninja. A little beat up scenes and shit like that. Holy Zoe. Now, like I said, amen or amen have to do with the ancient Egyptian god Amen. So when you're a Christian, you say, in Jesus' name we pray, amen. A Christian is just an ancient Egyptian religious follower. Meaning whatever Christianity is, it was that in ancient Egyptian times, but just with different characters and names. But the same with the Sumerians. They all had the same religions like y'all have now, but just catered to their area. In that, when the Christians say in Jesus' name we pray, amen, what they really saying is in Isis. You know, like Osiris and Isis, or Saw and Isis. They're saying in Isis' name we pray, amen. Now, two ancient Egyptian deities. Of course, Jesus silent, even in today times, except for in the English language. But you could say any time before the 1800s, there was no J pronunciations. The J was silent. And Jesus would have been Isis. If you look at the older spellings of Jesus, which is like Ieous and things like that, Isus or Isis, not Jesus. Check yourself. Look up how was Jesus, the name Jesus, pronounced or spelled back in Greek times or 1300 times. Any time before now. Kate said G. Oh, you said R, the G for Jesus. Now, Jesus silent too. If you say how, gnosis, spelled with a G, but it's silent. Now, Jesus silent, so Jesus would have been Isis, and that it would have been in Isis' name we pray, amen. Now, Christian don't know what they is because Christianity took text from any place in the world it could find it. Y'all already know that. The Bible consists of 66 books that ain't necessarily got anything to do with one another. And so you get my point? And it's taking books from anywhere. They don't know what. Like I said, Jesus is Isis. Isis would have been the savior of Osiris. Remember, Seth cuts Osiris' dick off, chops him up in a bunch of pieces. Isis puts him back together. She's the savior. In Christianity, Jesus is the savior. They depict him like a female. He look gay as hell. He ain't had no chicks or nothing, but nothing clicks in the mind. Oh, Jesus is a girl. That's that whole divine feminine thing. Meaning the divine feminine is the cover-up of the feminine. In that, if you were a Christian, Jesus is actually a girl, not a man. Isis, the ancient Egyptian goddess. And like I said, she would have been the savior. That's why I said when they beat Jesus up, they put him on a cross, they spit on his face, they cut his dick off too. That's why he got that diaper on. But let's go back to Osiris. Osiris got his dick cut off, and you feel me? There you go. It's not L, it's I, meaning you put Lesos, but it's actually an I, that's not an L. You get it? Capital I. It's like a lowercase L, but in any event, if you remove that L and put an I, Isus. It's like I said, if you look up Jesus and how it was spelled before now, it's pronounced like Isis, meaning there's no J sound. When I say Jesus is the ancient Egyptian goddess Isis, and you get my point, that whole divine feminine thing, Jesus is really a girl or a feminine deity. I'm not making that up. Y'all just don't know y'all scholarship. Meaning I'm the best scholar of today times. Now go through the thing with a fine tooth comb. And that, do you get my point? It might sound outrageous to you if you don't know nothing. You say, how is Jesus a girl? This nigga making stuff up. I'm not making up nothing. Y'all just don't know anything. He said Jesus is a hermaphrodite. Jesus ain't a man or a woman. Jesus, that's all personifications of, you could say, an entity or a force in life. But Jesus is just Isis. Y'all ain't in ancient Egyptian times no more. You get my point? And that, y'all don't care like if Jesus is a girl. He said in lasagna the G is silent. Whatever I say is accurate, you just didn't think of it yet. I mean, when I say Jesus silent, Jesus was a girl, AI is a demon, y'all just don't know enough stuff. So, you get my point? Peace and wisdom, real talk and raw truth. This is not the place for all that lesser vibration, bum talk stuff. And so, those of y'all that grasp, hopefully you do. But if you look at older spellings of Jesus, you'll see there's no J. And it's just common sense that even in today's times, J's is silent. And that Jesus will be pronounced Jesus or Isis, one or the other. I read the Book of the Dead. I understand the Book of the Dead far, far beyond what you would. And start here. The Book of the Dead is called the Coming Forth by Day. There is no Book of the Dead. That's just what is called by the ignorant. Meaning you have the ancient Egyptian words for the book. It's translated into the coming forth by day. Where the Book of the Dead come from, it's what dumb niggas say that don't know nothing they talking about. And so you don't need to tell me I need to read this or that. You need to ask me, did I read it before you jump into dumb. Ain't none of y'all on my level of scholarship. Stop playing with yourself like you are. I don't even know the accurate names of the books. And so I got a whole video, multiple videos explaining the Book of the Dead, as you put it. The Book of the Two Ways and many other books you know nothing of. And so, stop coming here trying to play with me. No one got the mind to. He said, are you a descendant of ancient Egyptians? Thank you, Equilibrium. Why they act like they don't know my scholarship? That's where y'all lose me, when you start acting like you dumb and don't know my scholarship is on a whole nother plateau. Wouldn't care if you like me or not. When you start playing dumb on that, I got to question your brain, like. But it's called the coming forth by day. Is speaking in terms of like all starts from unconsciousness and manifest out physically, being able to see. You get it? Manifest out conscious and physical. So unconsciousness is like nothing and unseen. And you get it? Slowly going past dream, which is like the in between, manifesting forth physically and conscious. So they call it the coming forth by day. The daytime is like consciousness, unconsciousness is night, like night. And all souls is coming from their ayin. That's what they call it in ancient Jewish mysticism. Ayin, miyesh, nothing is something. Ayin is like nothing, but it's speaking of the unconsciousness as a space, like the bottomless deep, you could say. That's a reference to unconsciousness. So if it says like Satan was thrown into the bottomless pit, they're speaking of unconsciousness. There's no bottom. You can go into unconscious and be dead and be there, never hitting any bottom or nothing like that. You get my point? And so the coming forth by day have to do with that, understanding how everything emerges out from its unconsciousness. And it stays that way every day. Meaning every day y'all awaken from your unconsciousness and come forth by day. Whatever happened, life is a repetition. So The beginning of the world is every day, and the end of existence is every day. So the beginning of existence and the end of existence is something that y'all witness every day. The story plays out every day, and it starts unconsciousness. You know nothing. And from the nothing, you get my point, something emerged. It's all simple, it's all the mind you have. M7 said, what's a Pan-Africanist? Just strange black people that wear pants on their head. Monkeys. I'm a monkey. I'm African. They don't know nothing. Pardon them. I don't. No, I'm just playing. A Pan-African is somebody that's black that believe they from Africa. Henry the Real said Bishop Nathaniel is recognized as an award-winning author and a Pan-Africanist. Sounds confusing. Sounds like you live in a society where you don't have to know anything and you don't have to make sense and you can be whatever you just said he was. You just told me a Hebrew Israelite is a Pan-Africanist, and instead of the Torah, he carries a Bible. This is confusing. This is like saying Muhammad carried the Bible, and he believed he was Chinese. And he's an award-winning author. Say, okay. Why though? I don't understand. Forget it, because I don't know who Bishop Nathaniel is, y'all. I asked y'all to bring up somebody just to make the point that I made. You know, that Jews are Christians now. They don't really know what they talking about. In that, I don't want to carry on the brother. He probably cool. You feel me? We live in content times. Everybody just trying to get their bread, and you get it. I don't want to carry on about him. I don't even know who we talking about. But you could remove him and everything I say. It just apply to whoever it applied to. That way, ain't nobody got to get upset. Yeah, most people still believe whatever their oppressors tell them. The parts that they want to hear. If a white person come on and be like, black people really are the Jews, then blacks will just go with it. Like, yeah, that white boy know what he tell like that. Dumb. But Jew ain't a nationality. So the white boy dumb, you dumb. It's just a whole dumb retard party, you know? There you go, dumbed out. Stay Static, he said, why they won't allow blacks to be Jews? Anybody can be a Jew because a Jew is a religious group's name. And when you're dealing with religious groups, you have many different nationalities in it. So it's like you asking me, why doesn't Christianity let black people be Christians? They do. And you say, why don't they allow black people to be Jews? Black people are Jews. A Jew means that you're a follower of Judaism. It doesn't mean that that's your nationality. You got many nationalities in Judaism. They're all referred to as Jews. Somehow black people don't know who they are as people. So now that they're reaching for religious group names, confusing themselves, going in the retard zone. And that if they read a book and the book say there was black Jews that was expelled from Portugal in 1700, then they're going to be like, see, that's proof that we was the Jews. Not realizing they're just saying they expelled the black people from Portugal that belonged to that religion. And it's because Christianity was taken over, and whoever was a follower of Judaism, they would have been called a Jew and they was kicked out. It's a religious thing. It had nothing to do with a people thing. There is no nationality of people that's a Jew. There's only the religious group, Judaism. And a Jew can be any nationality. And that when they say they kicked the black Jews out, they're just saying they kicked out black people that was followers of Judaism in a time when Christianity was taken over. He said, don't Jews secretly rule the world or something? Yeah, before Christianity overthrew them. You think a Jew is the dude with the curly sideburns, but the dude with the curly sideburns ID don't say he a Jew. You follow? His birth certificate, all his documents, it don't say his nationality is a Jew. That's his religious belief. Somehow y'all don't understand the difference between a religious group name and nationality. So you say, don't the Jews rule the world? There's no Jews. There is, but these is people that's in a religion. They any nationality. And that when you say the Jews don't secretly rule the world, you got all nationality Jews, or you would have at one point in time where Judaism was reigning and Christianity didn't exist really. And maybe you might have had Islam or fractions of it beginning. There was a time where there was just Judaism. That was the religion, and everything else was like spirit practices, like voodoo, hoodoo, things of that nature. And they're slowly getting people off those things and into the religion. At the same time, you got other religions starting, like Islam, Christianity, and you get my point? You're talking long ago. And so Judaism has lost their power. Y'all know that already because you get my point? Where's the Judas church at? Nowhere. If you a Jew, you go to the Christian church. Judaism and Christianity is now merged, but it's not merged. Judaism just don't exist no more. And now, do you get my point? Christians rule the world, but Christianity is basically like new Judaism. And so, if you black, you not no Jew. You could be a Jew, but that means you a follower of Judaism, and you need to have the Torah and things like that. And you need to learn to make sense in your life. Outside of that, Jew can't be your nationality because that ain't a nationality. That's a religious group name. And you can play dumb around all you want because you've been teaching whatever you have thus far. But it's still like I said, and you get my point. And maybe one day you get your ego together and you teach yours right. And a lot of y'all be wrong. You clear when I show you you wrong, and you think it's about me and you. It's about you dumbing out whoever follow you. And go get that together. You don't gotta argue with me and convince me. No, it's not that. Your brain work perfectly fine. You grasp everything I'm saying if you a Jew. Now shut the hell up and go teach your people the right way. And stop trying to make a religious group their nationality where you got them running around embarrassing their damn self. It's like a Christian, it's like a black person running around trying to convince you their nationality is Christian. Where you like, hold on, dum-dum. Ain't no place Christian. Christian is a religion. It's not your nationality. The dude with the curly sideburns, his IDs and things like that don't say Jew. It say like Russian or whatever European. Same with the black dude that's a Hebrew Israelite standing on the corner telling you he a real Jew. When you look at his ID, it's going to say real African American. Now, black. It ain't going to say nothing about a Jew. Ain't nobody's ID going to ever say any religious group name on it until they start doing that. And that none of y'all IDs say Christian on it or Jew on it. Muslim, none of that. You get my point? Black people so lost, they think like we could just make anything our nationality at this point. Holy Zoli says, somebody asked if I believed in God. I said, no, nature. Bam got offended. Belief have to do with like the pinnacles of lost and not knowing. And that when y'all say, I believe in God, you basically saying, I have no clue if what I'm talking about is real or not. That's what believe is. It's not no. It's I was told something and I hope it's real. I believe. And that when you say I believe in nature, I don't have to question if you know nature at all. You don't. The same with the Christian. He say he believe in God. I know he don't. Because ain't nobody saying they believe in anything that they know. You don't say I believe in my mother. You know your mother. If I ask you, do you know so-and-so, you're not going to say I believe I do. You only going to say I believe I do is if you ain't sure who I'm speaking on. You get my point? He said, careful, they going to call you anti-Semitic for that. I'm grown, champ. I'm not concerned with what dumb people are saying that I will put into a pretzel. That an old Jewish, I will beat the slob out of. Let's just keep everything together. Be throwing around threats, looking like Twizzlers. All twisted up and tangled up, looking like a Twizzler threatening me. You better not say that. Why? The curly sideburns are going, what they gonna come beat me up? The fuck we talking about? Yeah, they rule the world. They could probably fuck up worldly things for me, but let's not overlook I will drag. I got black kids decking Jews right now in Brooklyn as I speak. So you get my point? I don't know, never want to get lost on fake power. I rule the world. I'm gonna mess up their worldly stuff. Then when they start decking you, then what? You can't even walk to the store without getting punched in your head. That part. So there's that Miles Davis in the background. I like cute kids to me, man. Y'all come here. I will listen to what Silas listened to. I wouldn't wear what Silas wear. I want to say what he say. I like little monkeys that come to steal. Little monkeys coming to steal all my splendor, man. Now make sure y'all pay y'all dues, you hear? Salam. I'll borrow away. Make sure you one of mine, you know, a feather. I see some of y'all with y'all feather sweaters on and feather hats on. Don't be coming here borrowing, but you some dumb thing. And leave here talking about I'm a Hebrew looking stupid. You ain't never got to look stupid, no. The Hebrew supposed to welcome you because you black. The same with a pan-headed monkey. They ain't supposed to hold you to what you choose to be, because whatever we choose to be as blacks don't come before that. And can't hold you because you say, Silas, I'm a pan-headed monkey. You could still be here, but you gotta leave your pan-headed monkey doctrine where it's at. It's just the gathering of the people. And we stand on truth. That's whatever makes sense. And not dumb. Not agendas. You have to force an agenda to be right, then you be looking stupid that whole time. And so, try and grasp. But in regards to some of y'all say the dumbest things. It's like in the daytime, y'all think whatever y'all blurt out, it don't have to match reality. I'm speaking to you, Amit Cunningham. Maybe you wasn't talking to me, I don't know. But you get it? It's like y'all stupid in the daytime. Ain't none of my words do make sense. It's not about what you want to hear. I wouldn't care about that. And you ain't got to take what you hear. But when you start acting like people ain't making sense because you dumbed out, you got to slide out of here. He said, I'm FBA. You stupid. FBA ain't nothing. It's like that. Y'all kind of like, y'all live in some pretend stuff. If you my age or older, even if you 30, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, what was FBA? That existed? Foundational Black Americans? It sound like a rap group. Stupid stuff. Like, really think about that. Then y'all sit here and promote this stuff like people who ain't been in life all this time. I gotta pretend like FBA is some real thing because some new, young, goofy, whoever did it, decided to say we FBA, and whoever don't acknowledge that and up talk, what, they not really black? Y'all not really black. You're gathering together talking stupid dumb shit as little dumb black kids. Y'all need to shut the hell up with all this fake stuff and stop pumping all these fake dummies that's exploiting the race. trying to label and name people like they pets. I ain't nobody. I ain't no nigga label. Any of you niggas sitting around here making up names for black people, you better not never include me. I ain't a part of your pet. That part. Y'all so gullible and desperate to be people pet. Let them exploit you the hell out and bring out new things that you know made up. He said, I thought the FBA was a bad. That's what I'm saying. When you hear that, it sound like a gang or some completely ignorant thing. I would never refer to myself as no FBA. That sounds stupid. Like you a little kid lost halfway in the gangs and don't have no perspective on what a you got Mexican, Chinese, all these different nationalities, and what the fuck do FB? Where that even fit? It sounds like somebody that's completely disconnected from reality, just making up stuff. Mind you, nationality got to do with country. Any nationality you hear, there's a country associated with it, meaning the people named after the place. It ain't so much of like a blood thing or a real thing, it's a place thing. This place was developed here. The people that was there before it was developed become the people of that place. Whoever in that place, they take on that nationality. In that, a Chinese person is called Chinese because they from China. A Mexican is called the Mexican because he from Mexico. You see how the country and the name of the people go hand in hand? Like I said, I'm a FBA. Where's that at? Who's dumb enough to name their country that? Now I get the point. Y'all basically trying to say black people are the foundations of America. But FBA is more like a phrase than an actual name of a people. It's stupid, like I said, and I need to get out of trying to make up names. All y'all little groupings is what's causing the separation, like I said before, and we don't need no more. It should have stopped at the Hebrews and the Pan-Africans. Now y'all got new shit? Again, y'all need to do away with the groups and all of that stuff. It's just making y'all look stupid, and it's just making us look more and more separated. And so, grasp if you grasp, or don't if you don't. Not making sense, Ahmed. Desperate to be products in the store, like you said, equilibrium. Like you said, Usman Khan, he said black people need to reform their culture, idolizing illegal stuff, saying they have ownership of the N-word. Black people need to reform their culture. Everything you said after that, monkey talk. Illegal got to do with the law, and the law got to do with the owners of the place. That part. We don't need to acknowledge or care about anything that got to do with that Babylonian law. We need to live by morals and a balance and honor, things of that nature. In regards to saying the N-word, nobody owns words. Words is words. The thing for those that ain't intellectually inclined to get lost on. But you get my point? I'm gonna let you go, Chris. You're a little too dirty to be here. I guess be like an embarrass yourself in the daytime. Never embarrass yourself to try and embarrass somebody else. That's when you a whole dweeb. Salam. Dream Lavish said the internet is actually crazy. I wouldn't know you exist if it wasn't for the internet. You would know I exist because I'm from real life, nigga. Meaning most of y'all see me on Sinetta TV outside before you had any solid YouTube channel to come to. So you don't ever got to get lost online. You come to online and see me, but you get my point? Whoever you are, I ain't bound to online, you get my point? And if there was no online, you'd still know of who I am because there's the old school way of doing things. If you knew, you only know online and like how to work that. People my age know how to work real life. So try to grasp. Usman Khan, peace and wisdom. Dream Lavish is he's a part of the he's a part of this place. He belong here. He a little throwed off sometimes, but you get my point. He good people. Y'all all good people except for like, the stupid trolls that be coming here dumb talking about doodle and stuff. Same with you, Usman Khan. You don't gotta get lost. The first part of what you said was good. We definitely need to reform our culture. But it ain't just us, it's everybody. White people culture is Christianity. Y'all need to reform that and stop letting every old bum come along and say they a Christian. Then running out into the world blabbering stupid talking, making your whole religion look like some dumb shit. Because that's what's happening. You got the dumb speaking for everything now. And that, you get my point? A Christian's just somebody that don't know what's what, but they have their faith. And their faith kind of keep them balanced. There's morals and things that come with it. They try to measure up to that. Overall, they don't know if Jesus is God and all of this, but they have faith in the religion and they hope the religion is right. They ain't trying to argue with you about nothing because they ain't sure yet. It's the faith. If you got something better to feed them, well, they all is. That's a real Christian or any person in any religion. They fully aware of what they in and what's going on. They know it's a belief and a belief ain't no. In the daytime, y'all lost. Y'all done made belief the truth to y'all and that. You get my point? Y'all ears is closed to truth. Once you accept lie or belief as truth or anything as the truth before it be that, you gave up on the truth. So you'll be left with what you have. Peace and wisdom, equilibrium. Yeah, make sure y'all become members. Go to my website, check out my election magazines. That way you can see the imagery and kind of read the words and learn, these different scholarships on your own. Usman said, I feel like there are two types of religious people, emotional ones and intellectual ones. Religion have nothing to do with intellect. Religion have to do with following and believing. So there can't be two types of religious people and one of them be intellectual. Maybe you in a religion, you don't want to accept that, but belief ain't truth. And a religion is a belief system, not a having came true already system. It's a belief system. To say somebody's an intellectual that's lost into belief, it's like to say a 6-year-old boy that believes in Santa Claus is an intellect. How? He's a damn fool, but you get my point? And so you got two types of religious people. And they both the same, ignorant, meaning they don't know. And one might be emotional and the others might be a little more relaxed and calm, but ignorance is ignorance. And so that's any religion you can think of. And people who have lost themselves. So God tells you to use your brain and logic before believing. And God has to do with religions. Ain't no logic and intellectualism in religion. There's just following and programming. This is brainwashing. If you're speaking to a religious person, they just blurt out scripture, which is their programming. In regards to making sense when you're speaking to them like a normal person, they don't do that. They just a robot in the program. God is just a word that come from religions. It have nothing to do with anything. And so you get my point? He said you need intellectuals to understand how the Bible was formed and how other religious scriptures was formed. I don't see how your reply makes any sense to what I said. Meaning we having a conversation, I'm replying to whatever you said. Then your reply don't match anything I said. You get my point? I like to talk a lot in regards to making sense. Well, this all go into y'all listening skills. Y'all want to talk more than y'all want to hear. When y'all respond, it make no sense. Now you said you need intellect to understand how the Bible was formed. The Bible was formed like any book. The Bible don't have nothing to do with the truth. It have to do with belief. And that when you say you needed intellect to form it, why? What are we even talking about? We talking about lie, but you're lost on it. I see your comment where you said you get where I'm coming from, but there's just a little extra so you grasp. Religion takes deep things and then it personifies it, and then people in the religion get lost on the person. So you have unconsciousness and consciousness. Unconsciousness is true darkness. This is where you have nothing. And it's basically what death is. Then you have consciousness. This is life and light. Consciousness is true light, source of any light you know of. If you lost, you need to be conscious to see any light you gonna tell me is light. Like that. Those two forces, because you get it, unconscious and consciousness has like a tug of war over your mind, your soul. Meaning y'all draw it into unconscious and then y'all draw it back awake. But y'all have no control over this happening. Even when y'all pulled into dream, which is a state of consciousness, y'all have no control over it happening. So you have those powerful forces that's above you. Meaning everybody in life is subjected to consciousness and unconsciousness. Those two forces we have no control over. They just take us when they take us and release us when they do. A man in the daytimes, he lost in the religion. You see how some of y'all listening right now, you like, damn, that's deep. I never thought of that. You ain't gonna think of nothing. You already got a program. They tell you God is the devil. I mean, God is God and the devil. But you can't do nothing with none of that. And say, okay, two people. I don't know. Said, I'm trying to understand you break down dreams. Now, like I said, you have unconscious and conscious. Those two forces. They precede man and they control man. We speaking of unconscious and conscious as spaces that y'all go into as minds. Y'all ping pong between conscious, dream state, and unconsciousness as a mind or a soul. When you come into the physical, you in the physical, but we speaking of your soul or your mind. It will leave this physical and go into a space called dream. It will leave that space and go into a space called nothing. You know, the abyss, unconsciousness. Now you have those two forces in life. And these is the two forces that's above man and the two forces that must be, you know, acknowledged and respected. You see the sun getting set and then you see the sun rise. It's that force. It's powerful enough to lift up the sun and push it down. You see the sun as a physical thing, but there's something that's push it down, though. Raise it back up. No matter how big it is or how heavy you feel it is. And so it's the same with your consciousness. Whatever you is, then that thing got power to push you down, raise you back up. Now the point I'm making is religion take those two forces in life and personify them as God and devil. The devil is the darkness and God is the light. But in that y'all lose understanding. Y'all view God as a person and the devil as a person. Y'all don't view these two things as places. And God is a place, not a person. God is something you come into like a place. Y'all seeking God as an individual person. This is where y'all lose. You get my point? Now look at it like this. When I say God is a person, I know a lot of y'all get lost. Make sure y'all get back to for these deep wisdoms, man. Don't just come in here in y'all broken states. Now, when I say God is a place, not a person, think like you as a mind. You as a mind, you a person, but your mind is a place too. Meaning, you as a mind, you slip into dream. Dream is a place. You the presence in that place and you the cause of that place, meaning you are the place. When y'all in dream, y'all in y'all own place and own space and just the presence in it. It's not a physical matter. I mean like that. You see how you a person, but your mind can be lived in if you lost? Some of y'all might have just daydreamed a little while ago. Maybe you going to daydream when the video over. And you fully awake in the physical, but you have this aspect of you where you can just live in your own mind if you want. In this place and all of that, it feel really, different than real. This how dream is. Y'all just go into y'all own mind. And it's a place too. And you could just exist there and live there in your mind. I'm getting y'all to grasp your mind is like a place. It's you as the person, but on the flip side, it's place too. And even you can be in it like that. Now made in the image of God. God is a place. That's not to say it ain't a presence. Even a person, like how you are as a soul. But do you get it? That soul or that mind that you are is a place. And so, as long as y'all have the perspective that God is a person or some name, y'all not never gonna come into the place that it is. Y'all worship God as a name or a person. And a person can't do nothing for you. Only place can. Your life is not about you ping-ponging from person to person. It's about you ping-ponging from reality to reality. Meaning y'all conscious 1 minute, then y'all unconscious the next, and y'all in dream state, and the soul is ping-ponging from all these different realities, realms. Y'all never find the right place, so the soul just roams. Think like this: when y'all go unconscious, then y'all wake up and dream. There's many dream realms, many possibilities of dreams you can have. View all these possibilities as places, being as though y'all come into them. Y'all haven't found the right place, but it's all a matter of the vibration of the mind. You can't find what you don't know. God is a person to you, and God ain't a person, so you have nothing but just talk of a person. That's God. You follow? You understand God to be a place, you understand dream, things like that, then you can understand, okay, God is the place. And I'm brought into many places not under my own control. And maybe if I get my act right, whatever force is bringing me into consciousness, unconsciousness, and all the dream places, it will bring me into the place. Y'all don't view anything as truly above y'all. And that when I say there's a force over y'all, bring y'all into consciousness for a time and take y'all into unconsciousness for a time. Sometimes dream space will pop up and you in there. And the force do that just so you can see who master is. Nigga, you don't control nothing. You don't control if you awake. You don't control what place you be in. Nothing. This is the unseen divinity. The thing y'all don't know nothing about. Y'all know Jesus and all these names and dumb images. But in regards to the force that control y'all and show y'all every day, I'm the power. And you better have some respect and some reverence for it. Y'all die before you even becoming aware of that. You follow? In that, if you understand how that force bring you into consciousness, unconsciousness, and all the places in unconsciousness, you could look at physical life as one of the places of dream. You follow? You go unconscious, then you may end up in this place or that place. You call that dream. And sometimes you come from that unconsciousness into the physical life. But it's no different than the dreams. Meaning when y'all fade out or leave it, you can't show me yesterday. Show it to me. That part. There is no yesterday. There is no tomorrow. Time is a creation of man. You follow? It's the present. Y'all come and go from the day. When man go and come back to the day, he call that another day, tomorrow. That's what tomorrow is to y'all. When y'all leave this day and come back to the same day, then y'all say it's tomorrow. Y'all put numbers on the same day. Say today is Monday and tomorrow is Tuesday. And today is the first and tomorrow is the third or the second. But it's just the same day. And y'all just come and go from it. No different than y'all come and go from dreams. When y'all in dream really, y'all. Till y'all leave it. Today real to you till you wake up in tomorrow. Then you gonna be like, whatever. And so you get my point? There's a lot y'all are not aware of. I have to use the restroom. If you wonder like why he's used the restroom so much. When I was young, I was stabbed in my back, lower back, punctured my kidneys. And so you get it? That's for y'all, those of y'all that's young out there, you think you tough, you gangbanging or whatever. Getting shot, stabbed, things like that, it have its after damage. You get my point? Don't think like people getting shot and stabbed and stuff like that out here. And you get it? You see them survive, you think, oh, well, they good. Ain't no such thing, child. There's the after that. You get my point? Being tough ain't a moment. And a nigga shoot you down, stab you up, and you survive it in that moment. But your toughness don't stop there, because you're gonna have to survive it every day, meaning the problems that come with it. You follow? I still got a bullet in my hip, it can move at any moment. Maybe go into my heart something, maybe it just start rusting out my bones, which I think it's starting to do. This is something they told me in the past. They said as you get older, maybe the lead or the metal from the bullet start taking effect on your bones. That mean I got to be tough after the initial getting shot, healing up, and then you get it? I still have to carry on day to day with whatever the complications may be. I'm saying that so you could grasp tough ain't no moment. A lot of y'all want to be tough, but tough don't end. You're going to have to be tough longer than you might want to be. You get my point? You out there acting like you tough, and they clap your ass up, and then you be in that motherfucking wheelchair, and you gonna have to be tough every day. To have the mental will to get up and get in your wheelchair, knowing you had legs and you wanted to be tough with them. You get my point? I mean, it don't stop in the moment. And that maybe you think about being tough before you get it, before you do. Otherwise, most people tough enough to be tough for the moment, but then they crying after it when they gotta go through the repetition of what tough is. And so you get my point? When I was younger, I got my kidneys, kind of blowed. I call it got my cherry popped. You got your cherry pop blood? Y'all out here acting like y'all tough, playing with knobs and guns. Y'all got y'all cherry pop? Cause let me tell you, when I got my cherry pop, I blew my back open. The whole right side was damn near numbed out. To this day, if you touch my right ass cheek, it hurt. Like, now you play basketball, they tap you in the ass. Back in the day, that's a fight. Cause you damn near handicap me when you do that. Whole body get chills down the whole thing, like, kind of lock up. And so you get it? It's a lot that come after these things. So be mindful. Like I said, when I was young, I got stabbed in my lower back right in the middle. But the knife went to the side. If it would have went straight through where it hit, I wouldn't even be here. It would have hit my main artery. I would have bled out in like 45 seconds. It was a lot of blood though. It kind of grazed past my spine and went into my kidneys. You get it? I have like piss and shit problems ever since then, but when I was young, it was more of a shit thing. and have a hard time shitting, like something wrong with my bowels. See how you get the urge, like I gotta use the bathroom? I never get that. I just have to do it, like, and that when I was younger. It's not like that now. I get the urge now, but you get it? It kind of turning on something else. But I always had pee problems like that since that. At one time it was, not as much as I should. And I guess as I get older, I start to lose its capabilities altogether. Who's to say I ain't gonna be on this shit bag later on in life? I can't say. That's my kidneys. You get my point? And so when you're young, you should be cautious when you out here acting a fucking fool because you do have organs and things like that. And you're gonna need them as you get older. This is why I keep myself together physically. I ain't really got no choice to. If I don't do nothing, then my body will just wither away faster than yours because I already got injuries. If I don't use my leg, they won't work. You get my point? If I just sit still for 2 hours, my legs go numb. And I gotta keep them kind of like moving. And the longer I stay like that, you get my point? Start feeling like needles is all in it. And it just get worse and worse. I said, that is crazy. Toughness has to be a constant. You got to be consistent when you tough. And it ain't no choice. You're gonna have to be. Or you just gonna crumble. And so that's what I'm saying. Most of y'all don't even need to get on a chord. You get it? But like I was saying, y'all have that force above y'all that bring y'all into consciousness, unconsciousness, and all the dream places. And that force can bring you into places you know nothing of, just like it bring you into dream and you know nothing of that. And it's all about awareness. When you're dealing with the Trinity, I see you said something about Christians and the Trinity. The Trinity got to do with what I'm talking about. It's like I said, Christianity personified things. So y'all grasp, but it ain't help y'all none. And so the Trinity got to do with the three aspects of the mind, the unconscious, the dream state part of it, and the consciousness, or the physical consciousness. Those three parts of the mind merged as one. That's the Trinity. Hopefully y'all grasp overall. Don't take too much of an offense. Whoever the Bishop Hebrew was. Hopefully y'all don't take offense. I'm not against y'all in anything. I'm just wiser than y'all. I try to get y'all Jews feedback. meaning if you a panhead monkey, I mean a panhead African, bro, I ain't actually tell y'all nothing wrong. Meaning I ain't tell you nothing that's gonna bring y'all to y'all knees in any way. I just told y'all things that's gonna strengthen y'all. It just ain't come from you, so you taking offense. But you get my point? Keep that in perspective so I ain't got to black none of y'all eye. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that last part. Just remove that part. Cause I ain't scared of you slow brain niggas. Y'all slow to me. I don't wanna hold you. Y'all kinda slow to me. It'd be hard for me to think slow people tough. They just got slow people's strength. But they dumb. And so black people stop being dumb. Y'all need to get more on my time. Stop going into me. You're not getting anywhere like that. Niggas is too cold blooded on this and just learn to get the same splendor I got. And it's a deep thing. Some of y'all want me to start a feather fan, like maybe a Facebook channel or something that's private where we could just communicate with one another and start doing things. Start taking excursions and doing different things. Maybe we get like some acres and build a whole garden out of it, and then and go round up a bunch of homeless people and let them eat and see what it is to be normal for a change. And you get my point? Little things like that. And maybe we do something like that every month, 4 times a year, I don't know. And other little things. Maybe we gather together sometimes, go ice skating. But we put everything in order. Like, we gonna do this on this day and get all our monies together. And you get my point? Romeo Walkbar. How much start wearing do-rags, how you wear it. Let me know if any of y'all interested in that, like in the comments. I don't wear do-rags outside, champ. I'm grown. I don't know if I look like I'm dressed like a street person because I'm sitting down, but I'm not. I just got my shirt open because I'm indoors, and I got this on because I'm indoors. And I don't wear do-rags outside or like, you get it? Street clothes. And so I wouldn't recommend you wear do-rags outside. And if you do, you don't have to ever tell anyone. I wear do-rags like Silas. Silas don't wear do-rags. I sleep in do-rags. Big difference. You're not gonna see me outside with one on. Maybe if it's raining or something and I'm running to the store, I don't know, but you don't want to waste your life away being a dick sucker, you feel me? You see somebody do something you like, it should make you think of something that you can do interesting that nobody else did. Not, sucking dick and whatnot. Orlando Lawrence says Solace Lounge Collection. Y'all silly, man. I don't like a mink shirt. My do-rag is mink too. It might look like it's suede, but it's not. I'm splendorful, you feel me? I don't put a lot on it though. If you got an eye, you got an eye. You shouldn't wear do-rags outside because do-rags ain't got nothing to do with do-rags in a house thing, like a shower cap and any other thing that you wear in the house. That's why you shouldn't wear it outside. Unless you want people to look at you as a sleepy ass nigga that don't even want to get up out of bed truly. And wear pajamas and slippers and stuff like that outside. This is the mentality that most people gonna take. They say, damn, this person ain't really want to get out of bed today. You get my point? That's style to y'all in the day to dress like, y'all sleeping. So you want to always be awake. You want to always get dressed. What you wear don't matter so much. It's just if you clean and neat in your ways and carry yourself with a certain splendor. Pulling up in a do-rag. That ain't it, cat daddy. Said I seen people wearing shower caps outside. To each his own, but we speaking about you. And it ain't about you running around and telling people what they shouldn't do and what they should do, but it's just about you and your eye and how you want to carry yourself. And so, slippers in the house attire ain't for outside, but people gonna do what they do. You know, dumb spreads. So y'all see people doing certain things, y'all say, I'm gonna do that too. Like you said, I'm gonna wear the do-rag like Silas. It's best to just be yourself. If anything, make sure you always dress for opportunity. So when you're going outside of like store runs and things like that, make sure you dressed. You look at yourself, you say, if opportunity came, am I ready? Most of y'all will say, no, if opportunity came, I'd probably have to run back home and get dressed. Let's say that opportunity is just a good fun time for the day. Let's say it's a job of some sort. Let's say it's a business venture. Are you dressed for that? Are you just outside dressed like if anything happened, you're going to be the one that need to go home and get prepared? I mean, you came outside unprepared for your destiny, so then you don't need to come outside. You get my point? Are you ready to be on the camera and do an interview at any moment? If you like, nah, I'll be outside with my bullshit on. Well, ain't nothing gonna happen until you get ready for it. That come first. Before the dinner get put on the table gotta be prepared first. Before you be this great thing that you want to be, so you gotta be prepared for it. You gotta be it before, you gotta be a thing before you get recognition for a thing. So just look at it like that. You say, I want to be a dope rapper, I want to be this or that. You're gonna have to be that before you get the recognition of being that. In that, you get my point? You wake up every day and look at it like that. Getting dressed is a part of waking up. Showing that you appreciate life and you're thankful you're still a part of it. And from there, you get my point. You move on that good feeling. Like you said, find a feeling. You move on that good positive energy. You don't wake up out the bed feeling so beat down where you're like, I don't even feel like getting dressed. This is when things gonna start, going away for you. You want to keep the feeling up. And if you're around people that's bringing the feeling down, you got to do what you got to do. But you got to keep the feeling up. Some of y'all just bitter inside and you are your own bitterness. Well, you get my point? You got to work and deal with self. It's all simple. Restored said, how does Alzheimer relate to the antikarana? Particularly the memory part. A lot of y'all gonna have to come to the realization that when I'm doing videos, I touch on many different things in the video. Some things y'all like he like how my do-rag is, so he gonna use that. People hear things I explain, then they use it and add whatever they want to it. I'm saying that because you got whatever you saying from somewhere. But Alzheimer's and the antikarana have nothing to do with one another. You follow? Alzheimer's is a physical thing that have nothing to do with the soul or the spiritual aspects of things. In the soul or the spiritual aspects of things, what you remember is not important. What would it matter? In the physical, I suppose that's important. And that when you say, what does Alzheimer's and the antikarana have to do with each other? Nothing. But I'm sure you can figure out a way to merge the two since it's mental. Meaning Alzheimer's is a mental thing and the antikarana is a mental thing. But it's two different aspects of things. You get my point? The antikarana is basically the inner instrument. But the instrument is speaking of is your mind. Meaning the sounds are the words you speak. They come from your mind, your unseen mind. In that your mind, in perspective, this unseen thing, it's like an instrument because it's the source of the sound or where the sound is coming from. Y'all voicing y'all words ain't coming from y'all mouth, it's coming from y'all mind, out of y'all mouth. Y'all words is a part of y'all mind, not the vessel. It's one with the mind. The point I'm making is the Antikarana is basically talking about your mind. Your mind being an instrument, because your sound comes from it. Now, that mind, or Antikarana, this inner instrument, is divided into 4 parts, the same way y'all have 4 parts of y'all brain. You know, frontal lobe, occipital, temporal, and parietal lobes. 4 parts of the brain. There's 4 parts of the mind, or the Antikarana. The chitta, I forget them. But the Ahamkara is one, the chitta is another. You have the booty, or the budai, and then there's another one. But the Antikarana is split into 4 parts. One part is the ego, that's the Ahamkara. Another part has to do with like higher thought, then lower thought. Another one is lower thought. When I say higher and lower thought, think of like thoughts that's going to bring about higher emotional energy, or thoughts that's going to bring about lower emotional energy. When I say lower and higher, think like negative and positive. You got the negative emotions and you got the positive ones. The negative ones is higher than the positive ones. So you can view that like higher thought and lower thought. So you have the ego, the higher thought, the lower thought, and then you can say another aspect of self that's kind of divine. The Antikarana, from that perspective, it don't have nothing to do with Alzheimer's. In perspective, when you're dealing with those teachings, it's teaching you how to have Alzheimer's. Meaning that's how you get to the Atman. This is the pure self. The witness part of the self. You got the Jiva Atman. This is basically the life force and the witness conscious. Jiva's one thing, Atman's another thing, but these two things is truly one, kind of like unconscious and conscious. So it's called Jiva Atman, but it's 2 different things. When you're dealing with those teachings, it's kind of teaching you how to forget everything so you can become that presence again. That presence that you are is basically like a witness. If I tell y'all just be present, don't talk and don't have an opinion on nothing, just be present. I'm basically telling you just witness. You don't have to like do nothing, just be a witness of what's happening. Like that. The Atman is like that. When y'all in that state, this is when y'all perfect as a mind. No judgment, no agenda, just a witness. Kind of like how y'all are in dream. I'm just there. Dream Lavish said, I take it you read the book Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. I'm explaining ancient Hindu scholarship. Why are you asking me about stupid people that you watch? You don't learn Hinduism by asking me about whoever you're talking about. You learn Hinduism by picking up Vedas and Hindu writing. Again, I'm explaining Hinduism. That's what the Antikarana, the Ahamkara, and all of this I'm talking about is. You asked me if I learned it from, I don't even know who you're talking about. Y'all seeking our wise minds, I'm not. And whoever y'all could utter to bring up, you think I could learn something from them, or they'll learn something from me. I'm saying that so then you stop embarrassing yourselves. You're bringing up dumb people y'all idolize. Y'all dumb to me, but y'all didn't get dumb on y'all own. Y'all learned this dumb from others. But you keep telling me about the people that made you stupid. Now I'm taking offense to this stuff. Again, when y'all come here, I make it clear y'all dumb. Not in my teasing you or telling you, I show you, you stupid. But you got that stupid from somebody. You want to bring the stupid up to me, like, I idolize this person. Okay, if you dumb, what does that matter? They just the one responsible for making you stupid. And this is what's wrong with idolizers. They have no self-awareness. In that, they have no measure of how stupid or smart they are. In that, they forget to apply what I just said. If you fucking dumb, whoever you idolize is part responsible. Otherwise, how'd you get stupid? And so, no, I learned what I'm speaking about from reading Hinduism, studying up on that, getting a proper understanding of the lessons in that. There you go, Orlando Lawrence. I learned from life. They think I be learning from bozos they listen to. Y'all don't see when y'all come here, everything is unique and authentic on its own. And I don't pull and borrow from nothing. It's not going to help me in no way. All y'all know is the physical and nothing else. Y'all have intentions and agendas and nothing else. Not just a desire to be wise and knowing the purpose of that. Y'all have an agenda that serves y'all physical and nothing more, even though y'all physical is just a few hours per day. Y'all spend time in the abyss, y'all spend time in the dream spaces, but all y'all focus on is the physical aspect. And it's the aspect that's going to fade away for good, and you're going to be left with the other two only. And so it's a deep thing. You ain't got to apologize, champ. Just use your brain a little bit. If I'm speaking on Hinduism, then whatever I'm speaking of come from there. If I'm speaking on this thing, that thing, whatever I'm speaking on, it come from that thing. Y'all learn these things through other people. Y'all learn Christianity not from picking up the book, but from listening to whoever's saying whatever they're saying, or whatever somebody writ on the subject, instead of going to the source of things. There you go, champ. Y'all don't deal with the source. Y'all deal with things like gossipers do. Like you scared of the source, and you get my point? And that y'all dumb yourselves out. You gotta get the mind together, meaning that thought's gonna be scrambled till you bring order to it. And so Hinduism and a lot of the teachings they have there, they have to do with aspects of y'all internal, not so much the physical. And so you get my point? Hinduism is Far East teachings, yeah, like Japan and everything to the Far East. But the Far East ain't nothing but like the beginnings of the West. And that you get it. The ends of Russia is near the ends of, you could say, Canada. And Canada being on the west, right over there by United States. Russia being somewhere in a whole nother part of the world of y'all. But a lot of y'all don't realize Russia in, I guess you could say, Canada, America, way closer than you think. It just depends on what part of Russia you coming from. But when you're talking about the outskirts of these places, they merged by like the Bering Strait. I think that's what it's called. I forgot what it's even called. There's a little landmass that connected to. Ethan said Japanese and Chinese people are different. Same goes sub-Saharan and Saharan. And when I say you stupid and what do that have to do with anything that was said, you're going to take offense overlooking that you stupid. Otherwise, you tell me, you said Japanese and Chinese people are different. What does that have to do with anything I said? We talking about Hinduism and it coming from the Far East. And you said Japanese and Chinese people are different. You're stupid, right? I'm asking you. Don't take offense. Show me you got emotional control and an intellect. Now you said the dumb shit. What was the point of what you said? You don't got nothing to say, look. He said, I'm referring to you title. The title don't have anything to do with Chinese and Japanese? You okay? Smoking crack today. That's what he's like. So you decided to smoke crack before you came into my video. I mean, you decided to take a little swig of that old English, eh? Before you came in here. He said not all blacks are Jews. It's completely retarded. I said, what do Japanese and Chinese got to do with anything I said? He said it got to do with the title. The title got to do with Jews. He said not all blacks are Jews. I tell a nigga he's stupid and dumb. He could have said right in that moment, yeah, you're right. Now I don't know what I was thinking about Daddy. He don't know how to do that. He don't know how to just be real and be like, yeah, you're right. Me saying Chinese and Japanese have absolutely nothing to do with what you're talking about, man. I don't even know what I was thinking about. He's still carrying on. 1784 book, like he's stupid. It's like some of y'all have a desire to be dumb and work for the dumb forces in life. And this all goes back to Special Edward. This all goes back to the fart. And fart is the source of doo-doo. It's the airs. Fart, airs coming together, you get doo-doo. Just like cold air and warm air come together and you get, rain. Different fart airs. Silent farts, loud farts. And really stink farts. This, that humidity. Farts that don't have scent that much. When these different levels of farts merge, you get a doo-doo. Liquid, of course. This is diarrhea. It can harden. This is the process of, air, liquid, matter. It's all science. Fart, diarrhea, doo-doo. This is when you in physical life. We speaking of dumb and how they became like shit for brains. This is how it started. Fart, air, diarrhea, liquid, pools of shit. Then that shit becoming hard and solid, ground in place. From there, your first dum-dum broke through the grounds of doo-doo. Here I am, he was dumb as hell. Now many more like him came. Then at some point, there was one dum-dum amongst all the dummies that was born. And he had an idea. He became the first smart, last dumb. This is Special Edward. This is all y'all forefathers, all y'all that went through. You could take a make-believe story and make it seem so real, right? Yeah, I'm talented. Don't worry about it. This is all true, though. Unless you're about to tell me fart, airs, and diarrhea and doo-doo don't have nothing to do with each other. Because it do. And the first thing you'll notice about the ground, and when I say ground, I'm not talking about, the cement they lay down, but the ground, soil. It's doo-doo. So everything I'm saying is real life. Y'all just don't have the intellect to grasp. Otherwise, what's soil? It's not doo-doo. Pick up some soil and smell it, and then pick up some old shit, and you tell me that they not the same. Because they are. In fact, you use shit to strengthen soil. Shit is like the source of soil. Soil is like shit that lost its power. Shit after it turns hard and crumbles up into dust and dirt. And it ain't slimy and, feces like. The point I'm making is everything I just said is true. Life started. The things were shitty. Then it got better. The things were shitty, then it got better. You hear what I'm saying? It's a deep thing. You said I should check out just one video or debate Bishop Nathaniel when you get some time. There's nobody y'all can name that is stupid enough to challenge. You get it? Y'all too stupid to realize how wise I am. And that y'all got like this game in y'all mind. Bishop Nathaniel, whoever y'all mentioned, know better. I don't think y'all know that. In your brain, Bishop Nathaniel might be mad popular now, but maybe I'm before his time. You get it? I like that. Y'all bringing up people that know better. You gonna get more crying and ducking and dodging to get out the way than you gonna get niggas stepping out. I'm Wise Solace. Sorry you think that's a joke of some sort. But you couldn't pay. Remember I said I got 10 grand for the Pan-African niggas, whoever got it? That wasn't 10 grand between all them niggas. So I'm off that. And whatever they talking about, remember that part. Because that's where I'm at. I don't care about nothing else. What the fuck is we talking about? And so I'm just making a point. You couldn't pay niggas to debate me. You know how wise I am? You know how dumb you got to be to convince yourself? No, he not smart. I'll debate him. When I tell y'all, won't you come on my live and show me how dumb you, since you say I'm dumb? Come show me. You see how y'all refuse? Where you like, I ain't fucking stupid. Whoever you view as smart, they ain't that stupid. It's just the realities of it. And so I could talk to Bishop Nathaniel about like how he's confusing Jew with a nationality. But I'm sure he got hella ego. It ain't for him. You get my point? Y'all have to get real. That's all I could tell most of y'all. It's not about y'all learning from me. It's about y'all being dumb. Unless you think like, no, it's not about that. The world wants me to be smart because the world loves me. Other than that, some of y'all gonna have to come to the clue. Like, everything here to make you stupid. And when you see somebody helping you come along, you better hold on to that. I say that because I ain't giving y'all no agenda or nothing. Y'all have to use y'all own minds, man. That mind have to make sense. You can't be idolizing people and thinking you're gonna get wise. You're gonna be whatever dumb they are. And it's not about you following me, it's about you becoming wiser than me. Where I'm ducking you for a debate. You feel me? I wanna stay lessers. You're right about that, Ethan Samuels. He said video titles program algorithms to attract viewers. F what I'm saying. Now watch your mouth, nigga. Ain't nothing you just said important. But you right. Lorenzo Buke said, I forgot to mention there's a planetary alignment happening right now as we speak. It's 9 o'clock in South Africa right now, and we have the blood moon on our side tonight. Yeah, we had it on Friday. So y'all 3 days late. 2 days late. You get my point? Telling niggas on this side about shit they already had on Friday night. Everybody was outside. I mean, this ain't something it happened every year. You get my point? It's like Christmas. It come every year. Every year you get 12 different moons. It's like I told y'all. And the moons is egg cells. I suppose a woman get 12 eggs every year too. Going through her menses. But you get 12 moons every year. They all have different names. Honeymoon, blood moon, blah, 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 blah. They all have a different appearance. Now, some of y'all will say, man, some of y'all view the moon as never disappearing or going away. So explain that then. If we have the same moon every month, and when the moon goes into its new moon stage where you don't see any moon, but you have scientists to tell you the moon didn't disappear, it's still there, we just can't see it because the light ain't reflecting off it or whatever. Well, then you ask the scientists, okay, if it's the same moon and the moon ain't really disappearing and a new one ain't coming, then how we have different moons every month? If it's the same moon, it should be the same moon every month. How does it appear different every month? That way you could see scientists as stupid. It's about y'all becoming aware that everybody's stupid when you're dealing with Babylon and curriculums. It's just a stupid party. They just tell you anything at any moment. It don't make sense to the last thing they told you. A scientist will tell you that there's only one moon in the sky. And then after that, tell you the 12 different moons of the year. Same science. Meaning those two things come from the same thing. Think about that. If you follow science, you learn that there's 12 different moons according to science. And you also learn that when we go through a new moon, the moon ain't actually disappeared. It's the same moon that's still there. And what sense that make? Coming from the same group. That part. Become aware of stupid. It's a deep thing. A lot of y'all adopt it. It's like I said, stupid, lower emotional states, even the higher ones. It's all contagious. You get it? Y'all take on people's emotions. They envies, all kind of things. They dumb. You get my point? You get wise. He said off topic. Solid's really the final boss on a video game. I'm just what y'all need to evolve to. Where you believe in yourself and you understand yourself. And refining yourself to a perfection is the only way you got to come before God. Y'all think y'all can find God in the world and through this person. Y'all can only find God through the perfections, the perfected state of self. Meaning you got certain qualities in self. And it's only through those qualities you gonna find God. No other avenue. View God as something you got to dress yourself up and you get it? You gotta come right. You can't come all sloppy and you feel me? The mind all scrambled, the emotional state all scrambled, the physical body a mess. You can't come before God like that, or you can't come into the place of God like that, because it's no excuse. You let your mind get sloppy. You get my point? And that you got to respect what you was given. And however you let it fall off, you got to get it back together. And be moral, meaning have morals, values, self-worth. And you don't view yourself as beneath nobody because maybe they got this or that. Truly honoring the self and however you say you honor God. Because the Creator created you. And that means however you treat yourself is how you treat the Creator. You're not going to get to the Creator till you deal with you. And how you deal with you show the Creator how you would deal with the Creator. So you have to respect yourself, and you get my point? And you have to carry yourself in a certain light. You have to carry yourself in the ideals that you see God as being. And this is how you build a relationship with God. You don't build a relationship with God by blurting out stupid scriptures and programmings that ain't even true. You build a relationship with God by getting yourself true. Perfecting yourself, whatever flaws you see you have, getting them together. And from there, you get my point, coming to the light more. Or that mental vibration more. And the more you project self as God and not that other thing, the more God come into your life and kind of live through you, speak through you, and be through you. So you could say you just building yourself up so that God or the devil can live through you. And we are just the many bodies of these two entities. All there is God and the devil. And we just means of them having a whole bunch of stuff to operate through. And you either gonna build yourself up to be a machine for God, or you gonna let yourself be built up to be a machine for the Satan, the lesser things. And so you get my point. You want a relationship with God. You got to make the self habitable for God. You want to come into the space of God, God need to be able to come into your space, because the two spaces is interchangeable. And so you get my point. You got to be of equal merit. Look at it like that. God can't come into your mind space because it's too dirty and filthy. You have to clean it. Same with your emotional state. God can't come into it because it's dirty. But if you clean it, then God can come in there and operate, and you can give the power to that. So I cleaned it up just enough for you to come operate through it. Now I'm going to kick back. My work is done. Same with the person that's serving the lesser things. They make theyself however they can make theyself so that all the evilness in life can use it. And then they just kick back until they find themselves in a bad place. So look at life like that. But God is within you. Or God is in the shadows of self, waiting for you to get the self ready for the blending. And so it's a deep thing. There you go, Dream Lavish. If somebody tell you I'm on demon time, they basically telling you they a lesser. I'm on low vibration times. I ain't got no control over myself. I'm on dumb time. And so you don't want to be on demon time. That's in self-destruct time. A ticking time bomb time. You want to be in the glory. Nothing else. See, I tell y'all I'm the splendor, nigga. The splendor is the brilliancy of a thing. The light of it. If the diamond got a lot of splendor, they say in the diamond got a lot of brilliancy. Light. Do you get it? And that when I tell y'all I'm the splendor, talking in that regards. I'm the light that y'all got. And y'all can't dim it. You could come in here talking shit all day, it's not going to change anything. Who I am ain't dependent on y'all. And how I view myself ain't dependent on y'all. You get my point? My wisdom ain't dependent on y'all. And that however y'all view me, I wouldn't care. It wouldn't matter to me. And you could say anything you want and do anything you want. It's not going to change my splendor none. Like that. And that you watch me all these years, you say that nigga still got that energy. It ain't never going to go nowhere. I don't look at myself as a lesser. And it ain't nothing nobody going to be able to do about that. And that's what you need to adopt for yourself. Where you, and that thing is a pillar that it can't be moved. You're going to make whatever corrections to self you need, but overall, you get my point? Who you are as a person and the morals and values and things you stand on, they're going to be what they are. That's why you make sure the things you stand on is just and good. Otherwise, whatever you live in, make sure it can be lived on you too. If not, then you're not living right. Said Orlando Lawrence said, I always sought deeper purpose through truth, and it led me here. Salam, champ. Yeah, that's all life is lower vibrations versus higher vibrations. But ain't nothing a verse thing, it's just existence. Attraction. The bum gonna attract and make others bums, and the splendorous gonna attract and make others splendorous, and everything's just attracting and recreating. And so you get my point. You want to be aware and know the energy you falling into. A lot of y'all have a disdain to things, and it's just because you're not in that light yet. But that's the light you want to be in. But you curse yourself from that light by judging it before you're there. Let's say you poor, you judge the wealthy. But you really want to be wealthy, but you don't say that. In that, you curse yourself from ever being. And you become the opposite of the thing, but you really just complaining about where you are. It ain't so much about the wealthy. It's all self. And so use that as an example. You want to be wise, you come here, maybe you get a little envious because I'm wiser than you. And you want to be wise. And you're just going to cut yourself off from ever being wise. And you become the opposite thing of it when you decide to become the opposite thing of it. And so everything is a balance. Now, I've been on for 3 hours. I have to depart. Hopefully some of you guys gave back for the time. Visit the website, check out the lecture magazines, check out my blogs and the other things on there. And like the video and subscribe if you haven't. Peace and wisdom. Now I'm out. I have to eat these turkey wings. Salam.